Chapter 176. Hearing Black Zetsu's words, Kagayaji followed the direction Black Zetsu was pointing at, and soon, she saw Naruto's figure. That blonde hair, hard figure, and the faintly familiar chakra on her body made Kagayaji slightly taken aback. Immediately, Kagayaji's eyes flashed confusion, familiarity, and grief. A line of clear tears slowly slipped down from the corner of his eyes. This chakra, is it Hagoromo? After hearing Kagayaji's words, Black Zetsu was slightly taken aback. His cold eyes narrowed slightly, and he began to examine Naruto more carefully. And Tsunade and Terumi may also froze in place. Naruto raised his eyebrows when he heard it, looked at Kagayaji lightly, shook his head and said, "I'm not Yui, you've got the wrong person. Otsutsuki Hagoromo is the name of the Sage of Six Paths naturally. Naruto can't be the Sage of Six Paths." When Kagayaji heard Naruto's words, her body trembled slightly, her eyes were slightly confused, and she looked at Naruto with some doubts and murmured, "Hagoromo's chakra? No, half of it is not here." Black Zetsu took a deep breath and quickly explained to Kagaya, "Master, he is not Otsutsuki Hagoromo. According to my observation, the chakra of Ashura, the son of Hagoromo, should be reincarnated on him, and he is the offspring of Hagoromo." Ashura? Kagayaji whispered slightly. She seemed to recall something, and her complex eyes calmed down slightly and fell on Naruto. After Naruto heard what Black Zetsu said, he shook his head again. Those indifferent eyes scanned Black Zetsu and Otsutsuki Kagayaji, and immediately, Naruto said firmly, "I'm not Ashura either, not a descendant of Six Path. I am Uzumaki Naruto." The indifferent voice rang in the ears of Kagayaji and Black Zetsu, making Kagayaji and Black Zetsu stunned. The two looked at Naruto slightly surprised. Unexpectedly, Naruto denied his identity as the reincarnation of Ashura. Being the heir of Six Paths is such an honorable status. However, Naruto seems to throw it into the dung and don't want it at all. What a joke. Naruto will not be such a boring identity. Even though he has Ashura's chakra on him, he is not affected by Ashura's chakra at all. Otherwise, he wouldn't destroy Konoha. The man he is now is the real him. The most authentic Uzumaki Naruto. No Ashura reincarnation at all. This kind of identity, don't worry about it. Kagayaji shook his head, and no longer argued with Naruto, but looked at Naruto lightly. Black Zetsu on the cuff gave a sly smile and said hoarsely, "Uzumaki Naruto, I don't care who you are. I advise you, it's best not to fight against your mother, otherwise, you will die ugly. My mother is the god of this world, the most extraordinary existence in this world. No one can disobey my mother's will." Hearing what Black Zetsu said, Naruto smiled, looked at Black Zetsu indifferently and said, "Really? Then let me see how it makes me die so ugly." Black Zetsu was taken aback for a moment, then gritted his teeth sullenly. "My lord, kill him quickly. This kid, who repeatedly hinders our plan, is our threat." Black Zetsu suggested viciously to Otsutsuki Kagaya, who was on the side. The existence of Naruto really made Black Zetsu feel a great threat. Akatsuki's organization was blocked by Naruto again and again, and Akatsuki's members were defeated by Naruto one after another. Even the evil character he managed to find, Uchiha Madara, was no match for Naruto. This made Black Zetsu pay more attention to Naruto, thinking that Naruto had to be removed. After Kagayaji heard Black Zetsu's words, she also responded from the thoughts of memories and nodded. Thousands of years later, she was resurrected with great difficulty, and she would not allow any accidents to happen. Even if it is Yuyi's child, she will never show mercy. Immediately, Kagayaji waved his hand. Several gray bone spurs condensed from Kagayaji's hands, and the gray bone spurs contained a strong breath of death. As soon as they appeared, they stabbed at Naruto. The speed of the bone spur is extremely fast. The power contained in it is also extremely terrifying. But Naruto didn't panic in the slightest. Instead, Terumi, Mei, and Tsunade on the side saw this, gritted their teeth, and couldn't help but drink. Ask for flowers. Lava style. Monster dissolving technique. Secret technique. Seal of Baihao. Tsunade and Terumi Mei showed off their tricks right away. All I saw was Terumi Mei spit out a mass of hot magma, and the magma sprayed on the gray-white bone spur. That's Terumi Mei's powerful blood successor boundary. This terrifying magma has a terrifying ability to decompose acid. In the original book, even Uchiha Madara's Susanoo can't handle Terumi Mei's lava style. However, after the magma with such terrifying melting power was sprayed on the bone spur, the bone spur was not affected at all. Even the speed of the shot has not slowed down by half. Still across the sky. Attack on the two girls. Seeing this, Terumi Mei was slightly taken aback. Her beautiful eyes widened, and her eyes were also full of incredible expressions. That is the lava style she is proud of. There is nothing in the whole ninja world that can stand up to her lava style experience. However, at this moment, the bone spur can't be hurt. There is not even a chance to hinder it. And Tsunade has fully used the seal of Baihao at this moment. The diamond-shaped mark on the forehead spread out, and several lines of light appeared on the cheeks. Tsunade's strength and chakra are skyrocketing at the same time at this moment. Beyond the level of Kaga-level powerhouses. Immediately, Tsunade suddenly jumped up, empty-handed. A punch hits the bone spur. I want to use her terrifying power to get rid of this terrible bone spur. However, seeing Tsunade smashing the bone spur with his fist bravely, Black Zetsu smiled coldly as if he had succeeded in a conspiracy, and said, "Tisk, I'm really not afraid of death. It's my mother's blood trap. As long as it touches it, it will be wiped out. How dare you hit it with your fist? You're looking for death." Tsunade was shocked when he heard it. However, all her strength has exploded at this moment, and she can't take it back at all. Simply, Tsunade made up his mind and gritted his teeth. The strength on the fist increased a bit again. The soft fist, without hesitation, hit it down. Just when Tsunade's fist was about to land on the gray bone spur full of death breath, suddenly, a golden figure flashed. Down. Chapter 177. Just when Tsunade's fist was about to land on the gray bone spur full of death, suddenly, at this moment, a golden figure flashed past. All I saw was that this golden figure suddenly appeared in front of Tsunade, reaching out to wrap around Tsunade's soft waist, removing all of Tsunade's strength. Immediately afterwards, he faced the terrifying bone spur that struck. Naruto is just a kick up. I kicked on the bone spur, that terrible bone spur, in an instant. I was kicked by Naruto and flew away. Seeing this scene, Tsunade, Kagayaheim, and Black Zetsu opened their eyes wide in shock. Black Zetsu is full of unbelievable expressions. That's Otsutsuki Kagaya's blood successor snare. It is almost a must-kill gray and white bone spur. Anyone who touches it will be wiped out. However, 310 was kicked out by Naruto at this moment. This is simply unacceptable to Black Zetsu. Kagayaji was also very surprised. It was the first time she saw someone dare to treat her gray and white bone spurs in such a way. Even the original Sage of Six Paths didn't dare to kick the bone spurs so easily. After Naruto kicked the bone spurs away, he hugged Tsunade's soft body and returned to Terumi Mei's side. "Are you okay?" Looking at Tsunade in his arms, Naruto asked lightly. Tsunade froze for a moment, but also reacted from the shock just now, and nodded dully. The close contact with the gray-white bone spur just now has made Tsunade fully aware of the terrifying power of the bone spur. It is really like what Black Zetsu said, as if touching it, it will be destroyed. Even if she opened the seal of Baihao, her body is filled with a lot of breath of life. But when he was about to touch the gray-white bone spur, Tsunade still felt the power of death, as if she was really going to be annihilated by the bone spur. However, Tsunade, who had already exerted all his strength, could not stop her action at all. He could only be forced to risk his life to smash the bone spurs to see if he could gain a glimmer of hope. Even, Tsunade knew it was very unlikely. However, just when she was about to accept this helpless reality and touched a bone spur, Naruto made a sudden move and saved her. Still intact, removing all the power from her body made Tsunade even more incredible. This scene made Tsunade truly feel how powerful Naruto is. In front of Naruto, she is like a weak lamb. All her strength is easily dispelled by Naruto. After Tsunade nodded slightly, Terumi Mei's coquettish hum suddenly sounded from the side. "Haven't hugged enough yet?" Tsunade froze for a moment, then realized that when she was thinking, she unconsciously limped in Naruto's arms. Immediately, Tsunade's cheeks were slightly red, and he quickly broke away from Naruto's embrace, thanking Naruto gratefully. "Thank you for saving my life." Naruto nodded, didn't pay attention to Tsunade's blushing, but turned to look at Kagayaji and said lightly, "It's okay, you are not her opponent. Next, let me do it." Tsunade and Terumi Mei nodded. After the fight just now, they have deeply realized that Kagayaji is terrifying and powerful. A random shot made them feel the threat of death. The terrible bone spurs made them helpless. Although the two women are very unwilling, they also know that if they continue to intervene, it will only be a disservice and drag Naruto down. Therefore, Tsunade and Terumi may had no choice but to worry and say to Naruto, "Then you must be careful." With that said, Tsunade and Terumi may stepped aside to make room for Naruto. After the two women returned to a safe range, Naruto's eyes also fell on Kagaya-ji. Seeing the scene of Tsunade and Naruto just now, Black Zetsu frowned and suddenly let out a cold and angry laugh, saying, "It's too arrogant to dare to talk about love in front of your mother. Uzumaki Naruto, although I don't know what method you used to avoid your mother's bone spur, but I advise you, you should surrender quickly. If you can escape once, you may not be able to escape the second time." Hearing what Black Zetsu said, Naruto smiled lightly, looked at Black Zetsu calmly, and said, "Really? Then let me see how I can't avoid the second time." Black Zetsu grunted sullenly and said to Kagaya-hime, "My lord, let him show some color and let him know how powerful you are." After Kagaya-ji heard what Black Zetsu said, she also reacted and frowned. She didn't release the water just now. The bone spur is indeed a blood trap, and its power is also very terrifying. However, Naruto really kicked the spur away. However, Kagaya-ji didn't think about it anymore, and she also thought that Naruto was just a fluke. Next time, she may not be able to block her attack. Immediately, Kagaya-hime hand again. This time, there are not only a few bone spurs appearing under Kagaya-ji's sleeve robe, and 2 or 3 black truth-seeking balls. Whether it is the chakra contained in the truth-seeking ball or its power, it is even stronger than what Uchiha Madara used just now. As soon as the bone spur and truth-seeking ball appeared, they immediately blasted towards Naruto. Seeing the terrifying truth-seeking ball and bone spurs, Naruto snorted coldly. Kagaya-ji still didn't give up and wanted to use these methods to test herself. That being the case, Naruto chakra broke out. The ghost's mask also erupts with dark virtual power. Immediately afterwards, Naruto gave a cold drink. Senbonzakura suddenly cut off. A black Ryatsu burst out from Senbonzakura. The combined power of Shinigami power and void power instantly bombards all incoming truth-seeking balls and bone spurs. Immediately, Black Zetsu and Kagaya-hime saw it with wide eyes. All bone spurs and truth-seeking balls, all 4.2 are swallowed up by this Ryatsu with combined Shinigami power and void power. Forget it. That black Ryatsu even crossed the sky, attacking Kagaya-hime. Kagaya-ji dodges and uses the space to teleport to hide the black Ryatsu. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu's eyes constricted and his pupils trembled. Unexpectedly, Naruto could actually deal with Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji's blood succession snare. Moreover, it was so easy to deal with, without breaking a sweat. This simply made Black Zetsu unexpectedly, and completely realized that Naruto is not so easy to deal with. Black Zetsu squinted his eyes, took a breath, his cold eyes flickered, and immediately, he said in a low and cold voice, "Mother, it seems that this Uzumaki Naruto can't be solved in a short time. Why don't we get rid of the others first and cast Infinite?" Tsukuyami. Chapter 178. Seeing Naruto use the black Ryatsu to eliminate her truth-seeking ball and bone spurs, Kagaya-ji was slightly taken aback. Obviously, she didn't expect that Naruto actually had the strength to block her attack. Moreover, that black Ryatsu made her feel more powerful than ever before. She never seemed to feel such power. This is the first time I have seen the existence of this kind of power. It seems that this black Ryatsu is an ability that does not belong to this world. Let her, the ancestor of chakra, not recognize the source of this power. After hearing Black Zetsu's words, Kagaya-ji also nodded. She also realized that Naruto cannot be solved in a short time. That being the case, it's better to cast Infinite Moon Desecration first. After Infinite Tsukuyami covers the world, the chakra that absorbs everyone will also feed back to herself. Let her strength and chakra be greatly supplemented and strengthened. It will be easier and easier to deal with Naruto when the time comes. Moreover, Infinite Tsukuyami's illusion and pupil power are very powerful. No matter how strong a person is, they may not be able to resist Infinite Tsukuyami's illusion. Therefore, Kagaya-ji also felt that if Infinite Tsukuyami was cast, Naruto might also fall into this illusion. At that time, she can easily win the battle without having to fight Naruto. Although Naruto is powerful enough to block her attack, she doesn't think that Naruto has other means to block the illusion of Infinite Moon. Immediately, Otsutsuki Kagaya clapped his hands together and said lightly, "Illusion, Infinite Tsukuyami." Accompanied by Kagaya-ji, Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji's body gradually floated to the sky. All I could see was a crack slowly appearing on Kagaya-ji's forehead. The crack opened slowly, and an eye appeared. That eye is a little blood red, with circles of ripples on it, and there are 9 Tomoe on the ripples. The third eye on the forehead is the legendary supreme being, Rinnegan. After Jiguyu Rinnegan appeared, she immediately exuded powerful pupil power. Pupil power and the blood-red moon in the sky shine together. That round of blood-red moon, at this moment, the outline of Jiguyu Rinnegan is slowly emerging. The blood-red crescent moon, as if it had also turned into 9 Goyu Rinnegan at this moment, also began to emit powerful pupil power, shining on the entire ninja world. In an instant, the ninja world was instantly enveloped by this powerful pupil power. And at this moment, the sacred tree is also sensed by the third eye of Otsutsuki Kagaya Heim. Huge blood-red buds bloom instantly. The petals are opening one by one. The flower bud inside turned out to be a blood-red eye. And that eye is also Jiguyu Rinnegan. After all the Jiguyu Rinnegan appeared, Infinite Tsukuyami started completely. The ninja world has been covered by the terrifying pupil power, and the huge ninja world is completely filled with pupil power. Infinite Tsukuyami's illusion is slowly eroding them. Let everyone fall into this terrifying illusion. And the sacred tree that greedily absorbed everyone's chakra also spread out branches and buds, covering everyone. It even wanted to wrap them into blossoming flower buds, absorbed on the sacred tree. At this moment, everyone seemed to be under the control of the 9-hook Jade Rinnegan transformed by the blood-red crescent moon in the sky. Everyone, eyes glazed over, lost in confusion, obviously, already in the body of Infinite Tsukuyami. They couldn't even notice that the branches and buds of the sacred tree spread to them and wrapped them around them. Seeing this terrifying scene, Terumi Mei and Tsunade, who were slightly stronger and had not yet been controlled by Infinite Uedo, retreated quickly, trying to find a cover to avoid the control of the huge 9 Goyu Rinnegan in the sky. I also want to dodge the attack of the branches of the god tree. However, no matter how they dodge, they can't escape the blood-red crescent moon. In a blink of an eye, the outline of Rinnegan gradually appeared in their eyes, as if they were about to fall into an illusion. Seeing that everyone is almost controlled by Infinite Uedo, Black Zetsu let out a wild and hoarse laugh, looked at Naruto coldly, and said sarcastically, "Ha ha ha, Uzumaki Naruto, Infinite Tsukuyami has already started. No matter how strong you are, it is impossible to escape the control of Infinite Tsukuyami. Immediately, you will become the nourishment of the god tree, be obedient and be your mother's puppet. The next one will be you." As he said that, the branches of the sacred tree also quickly attacked Naruto. It seems that the sacred tree is also aware of Naruto's powerful, spreading branches, not only very thick, but also more in number than others. However, just when the branches of the sacred tree were about to attack Naruto, Naruto raised his hand and waved his palm. There was a flash of red light in those dark eyes that leaked from the virtual mask. Immediately, a terrifying black Ryatsu burst out from the blade. Ryatsu is like a black crescent, destroying all the branches of the god tree that hit it in an instant. Not only that, but Naruto immediately came to Terumi Mei and Tsunade. After coming to the side of the two women, Naruto sipped lightly, and a golden warrior like a god rose up from the ground in an instant, rushed to the sky, and fell from the sky. As soon as the golden god appeared, he enveloped Terumi Mei and Tsunade in it. The gleaming armor and the terrifying pupil power projected by the huge blood-red crescent moon in the sky all resisted 257 blocks. The pupil power of Jiguyu Rinnegan on the blood-red crescent moon cannot shine in at all. It is completely blocked by the armor. And Terumi Mei and Tsunade in the Golden Warrior also gradually recovered, and the thoughts in their eyes became clearer and brighter. After Terumi Mei and Tsunade returned to their original state, they shuddered immediately. They both knew that they were almost controlled by Infinite Tsukuyami and fell into the illusion. Seeing Naruto appear beside them, feeling the gentle and holy golden chakra around them, Terumi Mei and Tsunade also knew that they were saved by Naruto, and looked at Naruto gratefully. "Thank you." Tsunade and Terumi Mei thanked. Naruto nodded, before he could say anything. Not far away, Black Zetsu, seeing this scene, immediately opened his eyes wide in astonishment, staring at Naruto in disbelief. Infinite Tsukuyami has lasted for a few minutes, and almost everyone in the ninja world has fallen into the illusion. But Naruto is still intact. Not only that, Tsunade and Terumi Mei stayed by Naruto's side, and also regained their sanity and returned to their original state. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu and Kagaya finally understood. Naruto is not affected by Infinite Tsukuyami? How can this be? Black Zetsu suddenly lost his voice in astonishment. How is it possible? You missed Infinite Tsukuyami's illusion. Chapter 179. How is it possible? How can you escape the control of infinite Tsukuyomi? Black Zetsu stared at Naruto firmly, looked at the indifferent Naruto, and said in astonishment. Naruto stood indifferently, with Tsunade and Terumi Mei standing beside him. Apparently, he's completely unaffected by infinite Tsukuyomi. Not only that, Naruto's golden giant also completely isolated infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power. Keep Terumi Mei and Tsunade inside. And that golden giant is Naruto's Susanoo. Susanoo completely cut off infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power, making it impossible for infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power to penetrate in at all. Otsutsuki Kagaya was also slightly taken aback, opened her pure white eyes, and looked at Naruto in surprise. Obviously, she didn't expect that Naruto would not be affected by infinite Tsukuyomi at all, and protect others. Looking at the surprised Black Zetsu and Kagaya-hime, Naruto took a step forward and said, "Surprised? Is it surprising that I can escape from infinite Tsukuyomi's control?" Naruto looked at Black Zetsu indifferently, without any waves in his eyes, and said indifferently. Black Zetsu was stunned when he heard it. Immediately, gritted her teeth sullenly, and glared at Naruto's Susanoo. Soon, he reacted and said coldly, "It seems that Susanoo protected you. I didn't expect that Susanoo could block infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power, but it doesn't matter. With the addition of chakra from all the people in the ninja world, my mother's power will be stronger. Uzumaki Naruto, you still cannot escape death, and you will be killed by your mother soon, and become the dust of this ninja world." Black Zetsu's expression was very sinister, his eyes fixed on Naruto, and he spoke viciously. However, when he heard Black Zetsu's words, Naruto didn't care. He smiled back, looked at Black Zetsu playfully, and said, "Susanoo, you underestimate me too. Even without Susanoo, infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power cannot affect me." As he spoke, Naruto stepped forward step by step, and gradually walked out of the golden Susanoo. After walking out of Susanoo, infinite Tsukuyomi's terrifying pupil power struck instantly. He wanted to erode Naruto's consciousness and mind. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu couldn't help laughing ferociously. Looking at Naruto's actions, he said darkly, "Haha, courting death. Without Susanoo, how could you escape from infinite Tsukuyomi's control? You are too arrogant, Uzumaki Naruto. I never thought you would dare to walk out of Susanoo by yourself. Obediently be the nourishment of the sacred tree. Haha." However, Black Zetsu had just finished speaking. Immediately, he saw it in astonishment. After Naruto walked out of Susanoo's body, the terrifying pupil power emanating from the sacred tree descended on Naruto. Naruto is fine. Chakra is disordered. Those eyes did not turn into the Juguyu Rinnegan controlled by the divine tree. Instead, a pair of bright and clear eyes stared at Black Zetsu lightly. It made Black Zetsu's laughter stop abruptly, and his expression was instantly shocked. Infinite Tsukuyomi doesn't work on Naruto? Even without Susanoo, infinite Tsukuyomi can't affect Naruto? How can this be? Black Zetsu stared at Naruto in disbelief, thinking brightly. This is the pupil technique of Tin Tails. It is the strongest illusion released by Juguyu Rinnegan, the illusion that can cover the whole world. Everyone in the ninja world cannot avoid it. However, it doesn't work for Naruto at this moment. Before Black Zetsu could say anything, Naruto said with a faint smile, "You underestimated me, Black Zet. As I said, without Susanoo, this infinite Tsukuyomi can't control me." At this moment, Naruto proves his words with actions. Really, even going out of Susanoo's unlimited bath doesn't affect Naruto at all. The terrifying pupil power radiated from the blood-red crescent moon fell on Naruto. As if it had no effect at all, it couldn't control Naruto at all, and couldn't let Naruto fall into the illusion. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu couldn't believe it. "Are you kidding me? This is infinite Tsukuyomi? It is a ninjutsu that can cover the whole world. Even Super Kage-level experts cannot be immune to infinite Tsukuyomi's illusion without special means. How on earth did Naruto not be affected by Infinity Moon sacrifice?" Seeing Black Zetsu's unbelievably astonished eyes, Naruto smiled lightly. Black Zetsu certainly didn't know how miraculous Naruto's current state was. Unlimited moon desecration can only be used on targets with life characteristics, that is to say, it is only effective on people with life characteristics. For example, people who come out of impure world reincarnation will not be able to hit the infinite moon at all. In Naruto's current state, although he is still alive, however, he has the power of Shinigami and the power of Hollow, and he is the combination of the two powers. It itself has already transcended the existence of life in the ninja world. He is now, so to speak, the Shinigami of the ninja world. It is an existence that travels between the pure land and the present world. Therefore, unlimited moon desecration cannot affect him at all. Moreover, the power of Shinigami and the power of Void will also isolate infinite Tsukuyomi's pupil power, so that it cannot corrode Naruto. The reason why Susanoo was cast was that Naruto used it to protect Terumi Mei and Tsunade. Seeing Black Zetsu's unbelievably astonished eyes, Naruto smiled faintly and had no intention of explaining to Black Zetsu at all. The power on his body exploded, and immediately, Naruto raised Senbonzakura, ready to strike at any time. And Black Zetsu also reacted at this moment, stared at Naruto gloomily, and roared angrily. It seems that you do have some skills. But so what? In front of the mother, you are still as weak as a mole. Money is good, an ant. Master, kill him. He must not be allowed to live any longer. Black Zetsu said coldly to Otsutsuki Kagaya. Otsutsuki Kagaya also reacted from the shock, staring at Naruto with pure white eyes, and nodded. Naruto's ability to get rid of infinite Tsukuyomi also made Otsutsuki Kagaya feel the danger. If such a character continues to exist, it will definitely affect her plans. Therefore, Kagaya-hime is also thoroughly determined to clear Naruto. Never allow such a dangerous person in the ninja world to continue to exist. Kagaya let out a breath, ready to do it. At this time, a thunderous sound resounded. In the blood-red sky, suddenly thunder and lightning flickered. Thousands of thunderbolts are coming. Immediately afterwards, a soft shout was heard. Naruto. Chapter 180. As soon as the shout sounded, everyone was stunned. All I saw was that in the blood-red sky that was shining with countless thunder lights, a huge purple giant suddenly descended from the sky. The purple giant spread its wings behind its back, soared in the sky, and then landed fiercely on the ninja battlefield. Like a god of war, it is huge and majestically watching Kagaya. This purple giant is also Susanoo. Seeing the appearance of another Susanoo, Black Zetsu and Kagaya were slightly startled, and their movements stopped abruptly. Everyone's eyes turned involuntarily. All I could see was a boy in blue standing inside the purple giant. The boy in blue had a cold expression, and his eyes were very special. One eye, the scarlet Mangekyo Sharingan. The Mangekyo Sharingan spins slowly, controlling the purple Susanoo. But the other eye is completely different. That eye exudes divine pupil power, and there are circles of ripples spreading around the pupil, and there are 6 Tomoe inside the ripples. This eye is actually Laguyu Rinnegan. 1 Mangekyo Sharingan, 1 Laguyu Rinnegan. Seeing these eyes, Rinyeji and Black Zetsu froze in place. Laguyu Rinnegan. The existence second only to Kagaya Juguyu Rinnegan. Unexpectedly, this eye appeared in 547 at this moment. Naruto was also slightly surprised when he saw this 6-hook Jade Rinnegan, because the owner of this eye is the one he is familiar with, Uchiha Sasuke. Unexpectedly, Uchiha Sasuke appeared at this time. What's more, I already have Laguyu Rinnegan. All I saw was that Uchiha Sasuke was controlling the purple Susanoo, with a pair of completely different eyes exuding powerful pupil power, staring solemnly at Otsutsuki Kagaya-hime. The current Sasuke is very powerful. The breath is also completely different from before. He who has activated the 6 Goyu Rinnegan, the coercion and chakra released from his body, are even comparable to the previous Uchiha Madara. It is simply a complete change from before. Unexpectedly, I haven't seen Sasuke for a while, and Sasuke's body has undergone such a big change. Obviously, Sasuke at this time has obtained the power of 6 paths. Seeing Sasuke's appearance, Black Zetsu squinted his eyes immediately, especially when he saw Sasuke's Rinnegan, which made his eyes, BHBC, twitch. He smelled the familiar chakra on Sasuke, and that chakra is the power of the Sage of 6 Paths. And Sasuke looked at Kagaya-hime solemnly for a while, then turned to Naruto and said, Naruto, I met the Sage of 6 Paths. The Sage of 6 Paths told me everything about Otsutsuki Kagaya, and gave me half the power of 6 Paths to seal Otsutsuki Kagaya with you. Saying that, Sasuke also came to Naruto's side. After hearing Sasuke's words, Naruto nodded lightly. Before he could say anything, Kagaya on the side seemed to feel the familiar chakra, and memories of memories emerged in his eyes. Looking at Sasuke, he murmured, It's Hagoromo's chakra. Black Zetsu narrowed his eyes, nodded sullenly, and reminded Kagaya, Master, he is Uchiha Sasuke. It seems that he should be another son of 6 Paths, the reincarnation of Indra, and now he has obtained half of the power of 6 paths. Kagaya nodded. In fact, without Black Zetsu saying, Kagaya also guessed Sasuke's identity. After all, she is very familiar with the power Sasuke has now. It was the calendar area of Sage of 6 Paths that sealed her in the first place. Seeing Sasuke appearing with the power of 6 paths, Naruto was also slightly surprised. Unexpectedly, Sasuke would appear at this time. But seeing a moon symbol on Sasuke's palm, Naruto knew that Sasuke had seen Sage of 6 Paths, and he also had the power of the seal given to him by Sage of 6 Paths. Naruto doesn't seem to need that power, though. Before Naruto could say, the Black Zetsu next to him suddenly let out a cold and tricky laughter. I didn't expect that the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura would stop fighting, reconcile together, and fight hand in hand. Why? Don't continue the 1,000 years of fighting. Hearing what Black Zetsu said, Sasuke frowned, said coldly, and said, Black Zetsu, I have seen through your conspiracy, and Sage of 6 Paths has told us everything. This time, Otsutsuki Kagaya will definitely be sealed by us. However, Black Zetsu was not moved by Sasuke's words. Instead, he smiled coldly and said sarcastically, Uchiha Sasuke, you are too naive. The 6 Paths guy couldn't fight against his mother alone, and his younger brother was the one who sealed the mother's seal. Do you think that since Sword obtained a part of 6 Paths' power, he wanted to fight against his mother? It's a little too ridiculous. Even if the two of you join forces, you are no match for Mother. This time, Mother will definitely unify the ninja world. Complete the Millennium Plan. Sasuke frowned, also knowing the strength of Kagaya. That is the existence that even the Sage of 6 Paths fears. But Sasuke was also unscrupulous and snorted coldly before waiting for him to speak. Suddenly, Naruto on the side said calmly, No need, I'm enough alone. When the words sounded, everyone was stunned for a moment and turned their heads to look at Naruto. All I could see was that Naruto looked at Kagaya indifferently, with that indifferent look in his eyes, as if he didn't take Kagaya seriously in his eyes at all. Seeing this, Sasuke was also slightly startled and froze in place. Before he could say anything, Black Zetsu frowned. Black Zetsu snorted gloomily, fixed his gaze on Naruto, and sneered grimly. Uzumaki Naruto, you are even more arrogant. Although I don't know what means you can use to escape the infinite moon, but you alone are no match for my mother. Naruto didn't bother to chatter with him anymore, he said calmly, holding up Zanpakuto, pointing at Kagaya and Black Zetsu, and said, Whether it is an opponent or not, we will know later. Sasuke, you don't need to shoot. Words fall. Immediately, a black light flashed under Naruto's feet. Shuinpa launched. Next moment, Naruto appeared in front of Otsutsuki Kagaya. The Senbon Zakura in his hand contained a dark and gloomy fierceness, and he suddenly cut it off. Chapter 181. Black Ryatsu erupts from the tip of the knife, as if drawing the sky. Strike. Cut to Kagaya. When Black Zetsu in Kagaya's sleeve robe saw it, his pupils shrank. He didn't expect that Naruto would actually dare to make a move. Kagaya, who has just absorbed all the ninja chakra in infinite Tsukuyomi without fear, and her strength has been greatly strengthened. Not only that, Naruto is very fast. So fast that he couldn't catch Naruto's movements. In the blink of an eye, Naruto has already arrived in front of Hui Yoheim. Kagaya was also slightly surprised, looking at the black blade that flashed under her eyes. Kagaya snorted coldly and immediately realized the old schedule. The space in front of him instantly twisted. The space is instantly torn apart. A black hole suddenly appeared in front of her. The black hole swallowed all the incoming Black Ryatsu and completely swallowed them into the bottomless abyss of the black hole. Seeing this black hole, Naruto frowned slightly. He also knew that this black hole was Otsutsuki Kagaya's gateway to other worlds. Any attack that sinks into the black hole will disappear. Therefore, Naruto did not act rashly. And after seeing Kagaya defuse Naruto's attack, Black Zetsu immediately took the opportunity to sneer and sneer. Humph! Did you see that? This is the fate of going against my mother. No matter what you do, it is impossible to hurt my mother. My mother's strength has been fully recovered. However, upon hearing Black Zetsu's words, Naruto was not only not angry, but even smiled lightly, cast a glance at Black Zetsu, and said calmly, Really? When the words just fell, before Black Zetsu could react. Next moment, Black Zetsu opened his eyes wide, shocked to find out. In the blink of an eye, Naruto in front of him disappeared again. And, this time Naruto is faster. It's almost there. There is no fluctuation in space. Naruto's figure has disappeared. Black Zetsu and Otsutsuki Kagaya were taken aback at the same time, trying to find Naruto. But, before they can find Naruto's moment, Otsutsuki Kagaya and Black Zetsu just feel a chill down. The next moment, they felt a huge sword energy Ryatsu coming from above their heads. The two quickly looked up at the same time. In an instant, they saw the black Ryatsu that almost covered the entire sky above their heads, turned into a crescent sky, and attacked Kagaya overwhelmingly. This black Ryatsu's mighty and scary. It is several times stronger than before. And it's even faster. Come on, Kagaya has no time to open the space rift again and dissolve this black Ryatsu. Moreover, the power of this black Ryatsu is even more terrifying. If such a terrible attack were to fall on Otsutsuki Kagaya, even if Otsutsuki Kagaya did not die, I am afraid she would have to shed her skin. Watching the black Ryatsu attack Otsutsuki Kagaya, Black Zetsu suddenly roared angrily, "Uzumaki Naruto, dare you?" However, holding Senbonzakura, Naruto, who descended from the sky with infinite black Ryatsu, simply ignored Black Zetsu's words. An indifferent glance, a faint smile, Ryatsu blade in hand, cut off suddenly. Black Zetsu and Kagaya are also at this moment. Their pupils widen instantly. That black Ryatsu is like splitting half the sky. Instantly cut on Kagaya. Almost instantly, Kagaya body was penetrated. Black Ryatsu also pierces through, covering half the sky. Only here. Puff. Blood splatter. Sasuke on the side saw this scene. It is incredible and unbelievable to keep your eyes open. Only seen after that black Ryatsu penetrated Kagaya body. Kagaya body was pierced by black Ryatsu in an instant. Blood splattered out. The half of the lotus root arm that was cut off by the black crescent was cut off directly, falling off and flying out, swaying in the air. And half of Kagaya's body is even more bloody. Half of that pure white body is now covered with blood. See this scene. Black Zetsu and Sasuke's eyes widen at the same time, pupils dilated. The eyes are full of wonder. The majestic ancestor of chakra, at this moment, was cut off by Naruto's sword. To be injured in front of a young man. How can this be? Black Zetsu can't believe it. That is the ancestor of chakra. Ask for flowers. The woman who once conquered the world. Sasuke couldn't believe it. Sage of Six Paths clearly told him how terrifying and powerful Otsutsuki Kagaya is. That is a powerful woman that even Sage of Six Paths fears, and no one can deal with. He is the former ruler of this world. At this moment, the entire ninja world is under the control of Kagaya. The Sage of Six Paths clearly said that only when he and Naruto join forces, with the reappearance of the power of Six Paths, can there be such a small chance to seal Kagaya. And it is very slim. The chances are very small. However, at this moment, Kagaya is injured under Naruto's hands. A lotus root arm was also chopped off. Naruto alone, let Otsutsuki Kagaya suffer a lot. Don't need his help at all. How can this be? This is completely inconsistent with what he knows. What Sage of Six Paths told him was like a joke. The two of them worked together to have a chance to seal Kagaya? Ridiculous. Now Naruto alone can almost beat Kagaya. He didn't need to make a move at all, and he didn't have a chance to make a move. His appearance is like a joke, and he can only be an audience on the sidelines. Kagaya used the other Snow White palm to cover the injured wound in pain. Chakra from 10 tails poured out to repair her body. Naruto, on the other hand, looked at Black Zetsu and Kagaya indifferently, his eyes full of merciless indifference. Immediately Naruto glanced at Black Zetsu and said lightly, "Now, do you think I'm no match for Kagaya?" Hearing Naruto's words, he was taken aback for a moment. Naruto even cut off one of Kagaya's arms. However, he just said that Naruto is not Kagaya's opponent at all. It's just ridiculous. He was slapped in the face by Naruto. At the same time, Black Zetsu's heart was full of shock and anger. He stared at Naruto gloomily and said coldly, "Be asterisk 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 D. You be asterisk 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 D. How dare you hurt your mother?" Naruto let out a cold voice, looked at Black Zetsu lightly and said, "Not only can I hurt Kagaya, but, next, it's not just an arm again." Chapter 182. Words sounded. It made Black Zetsu shudder suddenly. Black Zetsu stared at Naruto in surprise and anger. After the fight just now, the strength shown by Naruto, Black Zetsu has thoroughly sensed Naruto's horror. It seems that Naruto really has the strength to fight against Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji. Let Black Zetsu not dare to provoke Naruto arrogantly this time. Even though Naruto slapped him hard in the face, he didn't dare to say a word, and could only glare sullenly. At this time, Otsutsuki Kagaya's cut-off half of the lotus root arm slowly grew out and returned to its original shape. However, although Kagaya-ji's body can be restored to its original state, the lotus arms can also be palmed again. But the injury can't be recovered at all. The scar cut by that sword has been severely carved into Kagaya-ji's body, causing Hui 593 Yi-ji to be severely injured. The breath is not as strong as before. That is the power of the void. It is the power of the curse. Injured by the power of the void, even if Kagaya-ji can create her own body, she cannot heal the wounds in her body. What's more, Black Zetsu and Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji have already seen the power of the Black Ryatsu of the virtual power. That is the power that can destroy even Kagaya-Hime's Bone Spur and Truth-Seeking Ball. It is an ability beyond the scope of this world. Seeing the recovery of Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji's body, Black Zetsu also quickly suggested to Kagaya-ji, "Mother, you can't use your strongest strength in this world. It's better to go to other worlds to recover from your injuries, and then come back to deal with them." Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji frowned, although she was not reconciled, but she also knew. The strength Naruto showed just now exceeded her expectations. If the battle continues, she must be the one who continues to suffer. After all, she has just harvested the chakra of everyone in the ninja world and needs time to stabilize. Moreover, he was stabbed by Naruto, and he suffered a lot of injuries, which also needed time to heal. Immediately, Kagaya nodded. Also, after speaking, Kagaya-ji stretched out her fingers and tapped lightly. The space in front of her was instantly torn apart. A crack in space like a black hole appeared. The imperial center of heaven. Kagaya-ji gave a light drink. Immediately, her pure white figure gradually disappeared into the space crack. Seeing this scene, Sasuke was taken aback for a moment. He immediately understood that Kagaya-ji was going to another dimension. Immediately, Sasuke's Rinnegan shone brightly. I want to use Luguyu Rinnegan's ability to stop Kagaya-hime. But Kagaya-hime's space moves too fast. In a blink of an eye. Before Sasuke had time to use the ability of Luguyu Rinnegan, Kagaya's figure had completely disappeared. The breath also disappeared suddenly. It seems that this world does not exist. Seeing this, Sasuke hurriedly shouted to Naruto, "Naruto!" She went to another space. However, Sasuke just turned around and looked towards Naruto. But he was shocked to find that Naruto disappeared at some point. Sasuke froze in place for a moment. On the other side, Kagaya-hime brought Black Zetsu to a space full of red soil. After coming to this space, Black Zetsu breathed out, as if feeling that Naruto was finally invisible, felt no threat. He was relieved and heaved a sigh of relief. This space full of red soil is the entrance to all other different spaces of Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji, the first ball space. In the first ball space, Otsutsuki Kagaya's strength can be fully displayed, and Chakra's recovery speed will also be greatly enhanced. Kagaya's injury will also recover faster. Here is the territory of Kagaya. Mother, here, we can have a good rest. After we finish our rest, go out and deal with them one by one. Black Zetsu said viciously after heaving a sigh of relief. Kagaya-hime nodded. However, just as Black Zetsu finished speaking, he raised his head. Black Zetsu suddenly found out. In front of them, a figure appeared at some point. That figure with blonde hair and indifferent eyes is Uzumaki Naruto. All I saw was that Naruto appeared not far from Otsutsuki Kagaya, looking at the two of them indifferently. See the appearance of Uzumaki Naruto. Black Zetsu's pupils dilate instantly. His eyes are full of incredible and unbelievable expressions. How can this be? How could Uzumaki Naruto be here? Kagaya also noticed the strangeness of Black Zetsu, and also found Naruto, and there was surprise in those pure white eyes. You know, this is her starting ball space. It is the initial space of all her different spaces. It is also the entrance to other different spaces. If you want to come to this space, unless you are led by her Kagaya, otherwise, it would be impossible for anyone to enter this space. However, Naruto just appeared in front of her eyes at this moment. Kagaya couldn't believe it. Moreover, Kagaya just confirmed that when they entered the space channel and closed the space crack, no one is behind them and no one can keep up with them. Then how did Naruto appear here? Naruto, it seems as if he appeared in this space at the same time as them. Let Kagaya not notice it at the first time. Black Zetsu stared at Naruto in shock and shouted sullenly, Uzumaki Naruto, how did you appear here? How did you enter Mother's first ball space? Seeing the shocked look on Black Zetsu's face, Naruto smiled lightly and said, Why can't I be here? I have marked 3.3 on you. No matter where you go, I can arrive at any time. Moreover, this mark is in your body, and no one can erase it except me, even if you can't erase it, unless you commit suicide or die. Naruto said lightly. Hearing Naruto's words, Kaguya was stunned for a moment, and his pupils were released instantly, looking into the situation in her body. Sure enough, soon Kaguya found an Indian in her body. The seal is engraved in Kaguya's body, as if it has been firmly carved into her body, so that no matter how Kaguya cleans it with chakra, it cannot be removed. As Naruto said, this seal cannot be erased, cannot be cleared by any chakra except Naruto. This mark will firmly accompany Kaguya's life. Chapter 183. And the seal of this mark is Naruto Flying Thunder God. The reason why Naruto can appear here is because of the Flying Thunder God mark in Kaguya's body. When fighting Kaguya, the moment Kaguya is injured with Senbonzakura is the moment when Kaguya's arm is cut off. Naruto planted the Flying Thunder God's mark in Kaguya's body. The purpose is to prevent Kaguya from escaping to other dimensions. Marked by the Flying Thunder God, he can be the first to arrive. Appear in front of Kaguya anytime, anywhere. Let Kaguya have nowhere to hide. Moreover, this mark cannot be cleared by anyone except Naruto. Ordinary Flying Thunder God marks. Perhaps Kaguya can use his own power and the power of 10 tails to erase it. But this is no ordinary Flying Thunder God. This is the Flying Thunder God mark carved by Naruto with the power of Void. Ninja is unique. No chakra can clear this mark. Unless Naruto disarms himself, this Flying Thunder God mark will accompany Kaguya Hime's life forever. No matter how powerful Kaguya is, he cannot erase the mark of the Flying Thunder God. After washing with chakra for several times, Kaguya seemed to be aware of this too, and his complexion gradually became dark and ugly. Seeing Kaguya's face, Black Zetsu was taken aback for a moment, and his expression was instantly horrified. He seemed to have thought of something, and his heart was turned upside down. What? This mark, even his mother, can't remove it? What makes Black Zetsu even more incredible is that when Naruto planted the Flying Thunder God mark on Kaguya's body, he didn't realize it. Not to mention Black Zetsu, even Kaguya didn't realize that Naruto manipulated her body. This simply made Kaguya and Black Zetsu feel a chill in their hearts. Black Zetsu's complexion suddenly darkened. He glared at Uzumaki Naruto and shouted coldly, Uzumaki Naruto, hurry up and remove the seal on Mother, or you will die in an ugly way. Hearing what Black Zetsu said, Naruto smiled lightly, cast a glance at Black Zetsu, and said lightly, as I said, India will never disappear unless you are dead. As for the explanation, you are not dreaming, are you? Black Zetsu's face was gloomy, and his expression was extremely violent. Before Black Zetsu could continue to speak, Kaguya suddenly raised his head, his pure white eyes fell on Naruto, and said coldly, Really? Actually, there is another way. That is, kill you. If you die, this imprint will be useless. After Kaguya-ji finished speaking, she waved her sleeve robe. Dozens of bone spurs appeared instantly, cut through the sky, and attacked Naruto with annihilating power. These bone spurs seemed to become even more terrifying in the first ball space. The power is even stronger. Seeing Kaguya-ji make a move, Black Zetsu also gave a ferocious smile, with dark eyes, and said violently, Haha, Uzumaki Naruto, you are dead? Although I admire your courage to come to this space to catch up with your mother. However, this is the first ball space for your mother. Here, your mother's strength will be fully exerted, and all your strengths can be displayed. Chakra recovered faster too. This is the territory of my mother. In the first ball space, you can't be my mother's opponent. Haha, you can die here. Black Zetsu's crazy eyes stared at Naruto full of sternness, and he laughed wildly. Hearing Black Zetsu's words, Naruto smiled lightly, glanced at Black Zetsu contemptuously, and said lightly, Yeah? The words are finished. The moment those bone spurs hit, Naruto suddenly raised his hand. Ryatsu exploded from the palm. Immediately afterwards, I heard Naruto shout softly, Bakudo S81, splitting void. A transparent light barrier suddenly appeared, sitting in front of Naruto. Those dozens of bone spurs banged on the light barrier and were completely blocked by the light barrier. All bone spurs, at this instant, are intercepted by splitting void. Although the bone spurs are greatly enhanced due to the reason of being in the beginning space, However, it still cannot shake Naruto's number 81 Bakudo. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu opened his mouth slightly in surprise. However, he reacted quickly and suggested to Kagaya-ji on the side gloomily, "My lord, the ability of the other body space can deal with him." Kagaya-ji nodded and lightly drank again. The imperial center of heaven. Words fall. The whole surrounding world changes in an instant. All I saw was that the original ordinary world had suddenly turned red. The ground under my feet disappeared instantly. Below, it is turned into a stream of lava heat. The magma is constantly advancing and splashing. Countless hot magma seem to be roaring, with several fiery red horses bursting towards Naruto. Seeing the whole world turned into a molten world, Naruto knew that this was not a phantom. This is Kagaya's ability. In the original ball space, Kagaya can transform any other otherworld at will. Seeing the hot flow of magma, Naruto swung Zanpakuto in his hand without any delay. A black Ryatsu shaped like a crescent burst out instantly. Destroy all magma. However, the magma just wiped out. A crack suddenly appeared in the sky. Another passage between the space 880 has also been opened. All I saw was that after the crack opened, the entire sky suddenly turned into a dark green thick acid. Countless acid liquids full of strong acid and corrosive atmosphere, like the sea, fell from the sky overwhelmingly, like a downpour, more like a tsunami wave. As if the concentrated acidic seawater is about to submerge the whole world, it gushes out from the crack crazily. However, just when the roaring sea of acid engulfed Naruto's figure, Kagaya and Black Zetsu are amazed to see, under Naruto's feet, countless sakura flowers burst forth. The sakura flower wraps Naruto into a ball. It actually isolates all the concentrated acid seawater. Let the sea of acid flood the surroundings, but it can't penetrate into the sakura flower ball for half a minute. After being engulfed by the sea of acid for a while, it gradually disappeared, and the sakura flowers flew and dispersed. Black Zetsu and Kagaya also opened their eyes wide to see Naruto, safe and sound inside Sakurahana. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu's face suddenly became more gloomy and ugly. Whether it is magma or acid sea, there is no way to get Naruto. After finishing all the magma and acid sea, Naruto stood in the sky, looked at Black Zetsu and Kagaya calmly, and said, "Any other moves? Use them all." Chapter 184. Hearing Naruto's words, Black Zetsu's expression became more gloomy. He never expected that even the sea of acid that can corrode everything and the high-temperature lava of thousands of degrees would be helpless to get Naruto. Immediately, Black Zetsu took a deep breath, calmed down the anger in his heart, calmed down, and suggested to Kagaya-ji gloomily, "Master, take him to the gravity space. Let the gravity of the gravity space press on him, immobilize him, and restrict his movement. At that time, Uzumaki Naruto will no longer be able to evade your attack. We can also get rid of him there." Black Zetsu's eyes were extremely sinister. Otsutsuki Kagaya nodded after hearing what Black Zetsu said. Since neither the hot magma nor the acid sea world can harm Naruto, the only way to deal with Naruto is to use more advanced gravity space. Immediately, Kagaya waved her hand. Next moment, the world changes. Everyone, including Kagaya and Naruto, appeared in a gray desert. The moment they appeared in this gray desert, a terrifying force of gravity descended from the sky and spread from all directions, suppressing everyone. This terrible gravity makes everyone feel that the body is like carrying a mountain weighing several trillion caddies, very heavy. Even Otsutsuki Kagaya, in this space, cannot defy the law of space in this gravity space. Gravity falls on her too. Moreover, she felt a strong pressure, forcing her to be unable to lift into the air, and could only fall to the ground. Her pure white body knelt down. Powerful gravity fills all around. Fill the whole world. Make everything in the world unable to act at will. For someone as strong as Otsutsuki Kagaya-ji, it is extremely difficult to take a single step. This world is even more silent. This is gravity space. The whole world is full of gravity. In this world, everything will be suppressed by the strong gravity. No one can resist. Even, in the face of this powerful gravity, the chakra in their bodies seems to be hindered, and the flow is very slow. After being suppressed by this terrible gravity, Black Zetsu lay prone on the ground, unable to move. But instead of being angry, he let out a sly smile. In the face of such a strong gravity, no one can move. Even Otsutsuki Kagaya can't move freely. No matter how strong Naruto is, he can't violate the rules here. It's here. Uzumaki Naruto can't move. At that time, Otsutsuki Kagaya's attack will be easier to hit Naruto, and Naruto will not be able to dodge. Thinking of this, Black Zetsu suddenly smiled coldly and said, "Mother, now, let's get rid of Uzumaki Naruto right here." Kagaya nodded. Immediately, the two looked up. The moment they looked at Naruto, however, the scene in front of them made them widen their eyes. The eyes are full of inconceivable and unbelievable. Even, their expressions were stunned. Only see, standing on the desert, Naruto, who appeared at the same time as Kagaya and the others. In the face of this terrifying and powerful gravity, it seems that it is not affected at all, standing indifferently on the desert. Even the body has never bent half a point. As if, the weight of trillions of caddies of weight on Naruto does not affect Naruto at all, it is not worth mentioning to Naruto. Naruto also looked indifferently at the embarrassed Kagaya kneeling on the ground. See this scene. Black Zetsu and Kagaya were taken aback at the same time. Immediately, their eyes widened in astonishment and shock, feeling incredible looking at Naruto. Seeing Naruto's unstressed look, Black Zetsu was as shocked as if he saw a ghost. How can this be? In front of this terrifying gravitational space, even the mighty Kagaya couldn't bear the terrifying gravity and knelt down on the ground. However, Naruto stood on the desert, looking down at them like a normal person. Black Zetsu couldn't believe it. In the end, what happened? How can Naruto still stand? Black Zetsu suddenly lost his voice in shock. Why? Why are you still standing in this gravitational space? What did you do? You be asterisk 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 D. Hearing Black Zetsu's shocked and horrified sound, Naruto looked at him indifferently and cast a playful glance at Black Zetsu, who was lying on the ground. Immediately Naruto said, "Am I just standing there, and am I surprising you so much? Then what if I walk in front of you?" Finished. Black Zetsu was taken aback for a moment, not waiting for Black Zetsu to react. Immediately, Black Zetsu saw an even more unbelievable scene. Only see, after Naruto finished speaking, he walked towards them steadily, step by step. That indifferent walking and stable figure seemed to be suppressed by trillions of gravitational forces. To Naruto, it was as light as a feather, and it was not affected at all. Naruto can not only stand against the pressure, but also move freely, walking towards them. How can this be? Black Zetsu's eyes were bloodshot with horror. The fantasy of trying to limit Naruto's actions in the gravitational space and kill Naruto in one fell swoop is shattered at this moment. Originally, they thought that in the gravitational space, Naruto could be suppressed, so that Naruto could not dodge Kagaya's attack. But now it seems, Ming, Goodly Zhao, people not only move freely, instead, they are the ones who are restricted. It was Kagaya and Black Zetsu, kneeling on the ground crushed by this gravity. But the terrifying gravity that makes them so afraid is a piece of cake for Naruto. Black Zetsu's idea of using the gravitational space to limit Naruto and kill Naruto just now is like a joke, very ridiculous. Powerless. Impossible. Impossible. This is obviously Mother's world. Black Zetsu lost his voice in shock. However, hearing Black Zetsu's words, Naruto shook his head, holding Zanpakuto in his hand, and walked towards Black Zetsu indifferently. Seeing Naruto walking towards them step by step, especially that indifferent gaze, scanning Black Zetsu, as if feeling the Shinigami approaching, Black Zetsu shuddered and quickly shouted, "Mother, run, go to another world." Chapter 185. Hearing Black Zetsu's words, Kagaya trembled. It was also reflected from the surprise just now. She didn't expect that in this space, she would feel a lot of pressure. However, for Naruto, it seems to have no effect. But Kagaya also quickly understood that if she continued to stay in this gravity space, it would only harm her, not benefit her. Because, in this world, Naruto is not affected at all. But she was kneeling on the ground suppressed by gravity. Immediately, Kagaya also raised her hand, wanting to open the door of a different dimension and go to other worlds. However, they were too late. Hearing what Black Zetsu said, how could Naruto not know what Kagaya wanted to do next? Just when Kagaya was about to cast the heavenly control, Naruto said lightly, "Since you're here, don't leave in a hurry." Words fall. Immediately, Naruto raised a finger, aimed at Kagaya and said softly, Thundering chariot, gap in the spinning wheel. This thing has clusters of light divided into 6. 61 of Bakudo, Jiguang prison. 63 of Bakudo, chains and locks. 2 consecutive Bakudo casts in succession. I just saw it. The moment Kaguya Hime raised her hand, 6 pieces of golden light suddenly appeared around. The golden flakes were distributed 267 around Kaguya-ji and hit Kaguya-ji in an instant, subduing Kaguya-ji's actions. At the same time, a chain of blue light suddenly appeared, tightly locking Kaguya-ji's body, making Kaguya-ji unable to move at all. After blocking Kaguya-ji's actions, Naruto also looked at Black Zetsu indifferently. The next one is you, Naruto said indifferently. Seeing that Kaguya-ji's actions were blocked, Black Zetsu was also slightly startled, staring at Naruto with a frightened and gloomy expression, and said angrily in a low voice, "You be asterisk 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 D." However, right after Black Zetsu finished speaking, next moment, Naruto has come before Black Zetsu. All I saw was that Naruto looked down at Black Zetsu indifferently, holding Zanpakuto tightly in his hand. Black spiritual power gradually burst out from the palm and flowed to the blade. Seeing this scene, Black Zetsu seemed to know what Naruto was going to do next. Immediately, panic appeared on his face, and he yelled in horror, "Be asterisk 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 D. What are you doing? Are you going to kill me? How dare you? You killed me. My mother will not let you go." Hearing Black Zetsu's terrified roar, Naruto snorted coldly, not caring about Black Zetsu's threat. Senbon Zakura popped up. "It's been planned for thousands of years, and you even dare to hit me. You should die." Naruto stared at Black Zetsu indifferently and said lightly, "Immediately, cut off the blade." Black Zetsu watched in horror as the blade gradually enlarged on his pupils. Under the pressure of the gravitational space, he can't move at all, and he can't dodge. I can only watch helplessly as the blade strikes. No. Black Zetsu's terrified roar just rang out. Next moment, the blade suddenly cut off. The sharp blade with the terrifying black Ryatsu instantly slashed on Kaguya-ji's sleeve robe, also slashed at the huddled shadow of Black Zetsu. Terrifying eruption of spiritual power. Black Ryatsu soars. Like a crescent moon, it wants to split the earth. Infinite Black Ryatsu instantly engulf Black Zetsu's body. Slash on Black Zetsu's body. And Black Zetsu's huddled black shadow substance can't bear the power of Ryatsu at all. It can't bear Naruto's knife either. Immediately, Black Ryatsu swallows Black Zetsu. Countless Black Ryatsu beheaded. Black Zetsu's body, under the knife of Naruto, instantly shattered. At this moment, it was reduced to ashes. Also at this moment, vanish into nothingness. Watching Black Zetsu crumble into pieces and gradually disappear, Naruto's eyes were extremely indifferent. At this moment, the mastermind behind the scheme that has been planned for thousands of years, the whole ninja world, and people like Uchiha Madara, who played in the palm of his hand, finally fell, destroyed by Naruto. After beheading Black Zetsu, Naruto exhaled, bad. Immediately, looked to Kaguya Hime. Only see, at this moment, the ancestor of chakra in the ninja world, the existence called the goddess of Uno, kneeling before Naruto. At this time, Kaguya-ji was also in a daze, unable to react. She watched Black Zetsu disappear. Although her body struggled, she couldn't move even half of it, because her whole body was restrained by Bakudo's 6 light prisons and chains, which blocked her body and made her unable to move. You know, that is Bakudo chanted by Naruto. The power is dozens of times stronger than usual. What's more, it was performed with Naruto's current strength. No matter how strong Otsutsuki Kaguya-ji is, under the shackles of this double-layer Bakudo, she can't move at all, let alone make any movements. Naruto stared at Kaguya-ji indifferently and said lightly. Looking at Kaguya-ji at this time, Naruto said lightly, "Kaguya, next, it's you." Indifferent eyes were fixed on Kaguya Hime. After Kaguya-ji heard Naruto's words, her body trembled, and she gradually came to her senses. Those pure white eyes looked at Naruto, and immediately, Kaguya-ji said softly, "What you up to?" Naruto shook his head faintly. His eyes fell on Kaguya-ji and said, "I don't want to do anything. I think, next, we should have a good talk." Kaguya-ji was taken aback, looked at Naruto suspiciously, and asked, "About what?" Naruto smiled faintly, looked at Kaguya Hime and said, "You should know that you are not my opponent." Kaguya-ji was silent. "That's right," as Naruto said. Now Kagaya-ji has fully realized how powerful Naruto is. In the several rounds against Naruto, she won the upper hand in none of them. What's more, her moves and attacks, even blood succession limit and infinite Tsukuyomi, were all resolved by Naruto. Naruto couldn't be harmed at all. Even this gravitational space, which she feels pressured by, is as light as a feather in front of Naruto. At this moment, Naruto blocked her body and restricted her movement. Although she is the ancestor of chakra, she is called a goddess. But now Kagaya has to admit it. Naruto is stronger than her. Stronger than her. She is no match for Naruto at all. This battle seems to have come to an end. Kagaya lost. No matter what method she uses, she can't help Naruto. Looking at Kagaya who fell silent, Naruto suddenly said something that surprised Kagaya and puzzled her. Actually, we don't need to fight to the end, because, speaking of it, I'm not your enemy. Chapter 186. Hearing Naruto's words, Kagaya was stunned for a moment, with a slightly surprised expression. She looked at Naruto, who was watching her indifferently, frowned, and asked, "What's the meaning?" Naruto smiled and continued, "I know who your enemy is, and I also know why you activated infinite Tsukuyomi, and I also know why you eat the fruit of the god tree. My target is not you." Listening to Naruto's words, Kagaya-ji's expression was even more surprised. Before she could speak, Naruto said calmly, "Your purpose is to deal with the Otsutsuki clan who will come to arrest you in the future." As soon as the words come out, Kagaya-ji's expression suddenly showed shock. Her pure white eyes, full of incredible expressions, stared at Naruto. As if unexpectedly, Naruto would say this. "What do you know?" Kagaya asked with a soft drink. Naruto smiled and said, "I know everything. I know you." He knows the world. "I know that you launched unlimited moon sacrifice to create a group of troops to deal with the coming Otsutsuki clan. I also know where you came from. I also know that you came to Ninja World to collect the fruit of the sacred tree." Listening to Naruto's word for word, Kagaya-ji's expression is full of disbelief and disbelief. She suddenly lost her voice in shock. "How do you know this?" Naruto shook his head and said lightly, "You do not need to know. I tell you this just to let you know my strength and what I know about you. Now, I give you two choices. 1. Die here. Die at my hands and never recover. I know that you are immortal, but you should also be aware that the injury caused by my Zanpakuto cannot be recovered even by you. You should have understood the knife just now. I can really kill you." Naruto stared at Kagaya indifferently. Kagaya pursed her lips and gritted her teeth lightly. Naruto was right. Naruto cut off her lotus arm just now, although her body has been restored. However, the wounds inside the body still exist. No matter how she treats, she cannot recover. Even if he went to the first ball space, chakra was greatly exerted and his self-healing ability was also strengthened. But it can't heal that share at all. The power of emptiness, like a curse, was firmly engraved on her body, leaving a mark. That terrifying power seemed to really threaten her life. Glancing at the silent Kagaya, Naruto continued, "The other one is to surrender to me and be used by me." Kagaya was taken aback, and when she heard Naruto's words, she raised her head in surprise and stared at Naruto with white eyes, a little unexpected that Naruto would say such words. Naruto actually made her surrender? Want to subdue her? Before Kagaya could speak, Naruto looked at Kagaya indifferently and continued, "If you surrender to me, it will be good for you. First, I will help you heal your wounds and restore them. However, you also know that even in your prime, you are not my opponent. Secondly, I will also help you deal with your upcoming enemies, that is, the Otsutsuki clan. I will let you live in this world safe and sound." Kagaya opened her eyes wide when she heard Naruto's words. Watching Naruto closely, this was the first time she heard that someone dared to say such a thing to her. You know, she is the ancestor of chakra in the ninja world, the existence called the goddess of Uno. He is the strongest ninja. It's too late for everyone to fear her and admire her, but Naruto wants her to surrender. This sounds a little dreamy. However, the current Naruto does have the strength to say that to her. Kagaya thought slightly. Naruto's strength is much stronger than she imagined. Naruto said that even if she returns to her peak, plus chakra of 10 tails, she may not be Naruto's opponent. After some fights, Kagaya has really experienced the strength of Naruto. With Naruto's strength, he is indeed qualified to help her deal with the existence of the Otsutsuki clan. After all, Naruto is really too strong. Asking for flowers. It was so strong that Kagaya-ji felt that people from the Otsutsuki family might not necessarily be Naruto's opponents. Perhaps, Naruto can really deal with the upcoming enemies of the Otsutsuki clan. While Kagaya was thinking, Naruto said again, I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it, and after 30 seconds, give me the answer. If you don't answer, I will acquiesce that you don't surrender. Then, I will kill you without hesitation. After Naruto's words fell, Kagaya fell into deep thought. She knew that Naruto could really threaten her life. And, as Naruto said, let alone the fact that Naruto can help her with the Otsutsuki clan. Even so, Kagaya survived this time. But the injuries on her body could not be healed, so her strength would also be greatly reduced. When the time comes, the enemies of the Otsutsuki clan will come, and she will inevitably perish. What's more, it's the current Naruto who may actually have the strength to deal with the upcoming enemies of the Otsutsuki clan. It can really make her live a stable life in the ninja world, as Naruto said. No longer worry about future enemies. Just when Kagaya-ji was thinking about it, Naruto also counted down to the last number. Immediately, Kagaya-ji took a deep breath and made up his mind. He raised his head, stared at Naruto and said, I agree. I would like to be your servant. However, you have to do what you say, keep your word, and do what you say. I don't want to be lied to again. Kagaya looked at Naruto sincerely. Words sounded. Naruto was slightly taken aback, seeing Kagaya-ji's sincere gaze, and immediately smiled with satisfaction. Naruto nodded and said, You're a smart woman. Rest assured, I will do everything I say. From now on, you are my servant. Kagaya nodded. At this moment, the ancestor of chakra in the ninja world, the existence called the goddess of Uno, finally chose to surrender to the Naruto. Factory. Chapter 187. Seeing Kagaya looking at him sincerely, he chose to surrender. Naruto smiled lightly, very satisfied. Immediately, Naruto raised his palm and waved lightly. Thousands of gravitational forces are instantly swept away by Naruto. Kagaya, who was kneeling on the ground, who was suppressed by gravity, suddenly felt light in his body, as if all the gravity had disappeared. Kagaya was slightly surprised. His pure white body slowly stood up from the ground and looked at Naruto in astonishment. Obviously, she knew it was Naruto's handwriting. What she didn't expect was that Naruto could not only make her immune to the influence of the gravity space, but also make the gravity on her body completely disappear, making her feel as if in this gravity space, as if in an ordinary space, very relaxed free. Kagaya looked at Naruto in surprise. Naruto, what a trick this is. June 17th, she found that she couldn't see through Naruto more and more. Moreover, Naruto seems to know a lot. Naruto can even tell some things that she doesn't know, and he knows her well. This also made Kagaya-ji feel that Naruto is very mysterious and more mysterious. After eliminating the gravity on Kagaya-ji, Naruto didn't care what Kagaya-ji was thinking, and immediately said lightly, Let me help you recover from your injuries. Kagaya-ji was taken aback and nodded. Immediately, before she could react, just saw that Naruto came to her, pointing his finger on her forehead. Kagaya-ji was taken aback. Before she could react, immediately, she felt that the virtual force that had hindered her wound from healing and remained on the wound contained a curse, that is, the black Ryatsu. Under the light tap of Naruto's finger, the irritable Sujili unexpectedly calmed down. Immediately afterwards, the violent virtual power, as if being guided, Anshuin flowed to her forehead and flowed into Naruto's fingers. Immediately, Kagaya-ji was surprised to find that the virtual power that had tortured her had disappeared and returned to Naruto's body. What's more, the void power, which is full of destructive aura and hatred, is so docile under Naruto's hands. As if the courtiers saw the emperor, they had no power to resist. This surprised Kagaya even more. You know, when this virtual power is in her body, it makes her realize how terrifying this power is. Not even chakra, of 10 tails, can heal wounds wounded by this force. However, such violent power is so docile in Naruto's hands. After taking away the black Ryatsu left on Kagaya-ji's wound, Naruto said to Kagaya-ji lightly, Now, your wound should heal. Kagaya-ji was taken aback. Immediately, she felt that her own chakra was rapidly healing the injuries in her body. Without the hindrance of the black Ryatsu, the wound that she had been seriously injured healed instantly and returned to normal. After feeling the recovery of the body injury, Kagaya nodded to Naruto and said softly, Thanks. Naruto smiled lightly. You're welcome. Since you have chosen to follow me, I will naturally treat you as one of my own. Kagaya-ji smiled softly and seemed to feel that Naruto was trustworthy. Okay, next, let's undo Infinite Tsukuyami. I have more important things to do. As he spoke, Naruto's dark eyes gradually deepened, as if full of mystery, making it hard for people to see the meaning in his eyes. Kagaya-ji was taken aback. Seeing the dangerous and cold arc flashing on Naruto's dark eyes, those eyes seemed to be as cold and indifferent as she was thousands of years ago. Kagaya-ji seemed to have sensed what Naruto was going to do, but she didn't ask much and nodded lightly. Immediately, the 9-hooked jade Rinnegan on Kagaya-ji's forehead appeared again. The divine pupil power is like penetrating space and irradiating another world, releasing a dazzling arc. After Naruto had a brief conversation with Kagaya-ji, he left the gravitational space and returned to the present world. The other side. In this world, after Infinite Tsukuyami was lifted, everyone was slowly untied from the bandages wrapped around the sacred tree, and everyone returned to normal. While they're in Infinite Tsukuyami slumber inside the sacred tree, unaware of what's going on outside. But now that Infinite Tsukuyami is lifted, the sacred tree has become very quiet, and there are no more enemies in the ninja world. They finally realized that the crisis was over. We have won this war. All the enemies have all disappeared. Immediately, there was a roar of cheers for the survivors on the battlefield of the ninja world. The ninjas in the major ninja villages shouted to celebrate the victory and end of this war, and some even cried out, sobbing hard. Seeing this scene, Tsunade and Terumi may also breathed a sigh of relief and smiled slightly. Although they haven't seen Naruto appear yet, seeing that Infinite Tsukuyami is released and everyone returns to normal, they can also guess that Naruto, who fought in Otherworld, has defeated Kagaya-ji and won the victory. Otherwise, Shinshu would not have released Infinite Tsukuyami for no reason. Sasuke also looked at this scene with slight astonishment. Some can't react. Infinite Moon Desecration, an illusion cast by Rinnegan. In other words, only Rinnegan can lift this spell. This is not what he did. He who has Rinnegan did nothing. Infinite Tsukuyomi has been lifted. Could it be that Naruto is over? Sasuke opened his eyes wide and opened his mouth slightly, full of surprise. How can this be? You know, he hasn't made a move yet. After coming to the battlefield, he is like a passerby, like a spectator. After a while, Infinite Tsukuyami was actually removed, just when Sasuke was full of surprise and couldn't figure out what happened. Suddenly, on the loud and lively Ninja World 2.3 battlefield, there was a harsh buzzing sound. This humming sound is like the sound of space being torn apart. Immediately, everyone stopped cheering and looked towards the source of the sound. On the battlefield, he suddenly calmed down. Only see, at the source of that sound, above the sky, the huge space was instantly torn apart. A black hole appeared before everyone's eyes. Everyone was stunned for a moment, slightly stunned. Immediately afterwards, they saw it. From the crack in that space, a figure slowly walked out. The figure had blonde hair, indifferent eyes, and a familiar figure and face. This figure is, exactly, Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto, step through the void and return to the ninja world. Return with success. Chapter 188. See the golden figure of Uzumaki Naruto standing in the sky. Everyone's eyes are very hot, looking at Naruto with fiery eyes. No doubt, no explanation from anyone. They also know that the one who saved this ninja world and defeated all enemies is the boy in front of them. Uzumaki Naruto. They have seen Naruto create miracles again and again. Also see Naruto defeat all enemies. Not even the legendary Uchiha Madara, who is powerful and terrifying, is no match for Naruto. Then, Naruto stepped through the void and appeared in front of them, which immediately aroused the cheers of everyone in the ninja world. Seeing Naruto's appearance, everyone in the ninja world shouted excitedly, "Wow, it's Uzumaki Naruto. It is he who defeated all the enemies." That's right. I didn't expect him to come back alive. Amazing. Even Uchiha Madara is no match for him. This is really finally over. 17. So excited. Naruto is great. The Nympho girls also cheered with peach blossoms in their eyes. Hearing these words of praising Naruto, worshipping Naruto, and cheering Naruto's voice, Terumi, Mei, and Tsunade also laughed out of relief. The two women came to Naruto, smiled, and asked with concern, "Are you all right?" Naruto nodded. There were no scars on his body, not even the slightest sign of damage to the clothes. Seeing that Naruto was safe and sound, Terumi, Mei, and Tsunade were also slightly relieved, and chuckled even more. Sasuke also came to Naruto's side, looking at Naruto in surprise. Seeing the appearance of Naruto, Sasuke became more certain. I am afraid that the battle in the different space just now has already been decided. Otherwise, Infinite Tsukuyomi will not be released. Everyone in the ninja world will not return to their original state. Return to peace. No doubt. The battle between Naruto and Kagaya-ji, Naruto won. But even so, Sasuke's heart was still full of shock, and he looked at Naruto in disbelief. You know, the strength of Kagaya-ji makes even Sage of Six Paths fearful. That is what Sage of Six Paths called the strongest person in the ninja world. What's more, there is no way to solve Otsutsuki Kagaya other than the two of them working together to seal it. But now, he doesn't even have a chance to make a move. The battle is over. Naruto defeated Kagaya Haim alone. Solved this turmoil in the ninja world. Also solved this goddess who was called the strongest person in the ninja world by Sage of Six Paths. Sasuke took a deep breath, trying to calm down the shock in his heart, and asked Naruto in doubt. Naruto, Kagaya, have you dealt with her yet? You beat Kagaya? Hearing Sasuke's suspicious question, Naruto looked at Sasuke, nodded lightly, and said, yes, I beat her. Hearing Naruto's sure answer, Sasuke gasped even more. There was even a monstrous wave in my heart. That's Otsutsuki Kagaya. She is the strongest person in the ninja world, and is called the goddess of Uno. Actually let Naruto solve it alone. He didn't even have a chance to make a move. Sasuke couldn't believe it. Just when Sasuke was stunned, a heavy voice suddenly sounded in everyone's ears. I didn't expect that you actually defeated Mother alone. He only heard a figure suddenly sounded not far from Naruto. The voice was steady and indifferent, as if someone from outside the world was an expert. Everyone looked towards the source of the sound. Immediately, he saw an old man sitting cross-legged in midair, Hui-chun. The old man was wearing a gray robe, with 2 horns on his forehead, the same as Yoruchi's, and a necklace in the shape of 6 tomoe on his collar, and a black scepter on his lap. What is even more noticeable is that the old man's eyes are a pair of ripples Rinnegan. Seeing this old man appear, Sasuke was surprised and said, Sage of Six Paths? That's right. This old man is the son of Kagaya and the originator of ninja. Legend has it that the Sage of Six Paths, the one who pacified the ninja wars, Otsutsuki Hagoromo. Hearing Sasuke's words and seeing the appearance of this old man, everyone in the ninja world was surprised, looking at Sage of Six Paths with exaggerated expressions. Tsunade and Terumi couldn't help opening their lips, slightly surprised. Unexpectedly, the Sage of Six Paths appeared in front of their eyes. The character in the ancient legend has appeared at this moment. Hearing Sasuke's words, everyone is more convinced. It's just, what makes them wonder is, didn't the Sage of Six Paths die very early? Why can it appear in front of them now? Could it be that Sage of Six Paths existed for thousands of years? But why didn't he come forward to save the ninja world? Seeing the appearance of Sage of Six Paths, everyone in the ninja world once again had a lively discussion. Wow, it's the legendary Sage of Six Paths. I didn't expect to see the legendary originator of Ninja World 010 in my lifetime. Haha, so excited. However, since Sage of Six Paths appeared, does it mean that he is still alive? But why didn't he come forward to save the ninja world? That's right. It is said that Sage of Six Paths quelled chaos and subdued Ten Tails. Why does Ten Tails appear again now, but Sage of Six Paths doesn't come out? Immediately, everyone in the ninja world was discussing the matter of Sage of Six Paths. Although the Sage of Six Paths appeared at this time, it obviously made everyone very puzzled. And they now, even more adore Naruto. Also to Naruto, more convinced. After all, it was Naruto who saved them and saved the ninja world. The appearance of Six Paths made them less surprised. Hearing everyone's doubts and surprises, Sage of Six Paths coughed and said lightly, I'm already a dead person. It's just my chakra and consciousness in this world. Hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, everyone suddenly realized. Turns out, the Sage of Six Paths has died and it's just his chakra and consciousness. Immediately, after Sage of Six Paths finished speaking, he looked at Naruto. That Rinnegan, as if wanting to see through everything in the world, glanced at Naruto. Meanwhile, Naruto is also looking at Six Paths. This is the originator of the ninja, a mythical figure. Chapter 189. Seeing the appearance of Sage of Six Paths, Naruto was also slightly surprised. Originally, he thought that Kagaya had been solved, and he didn't use the power of Sage of Six Paths, so there was no need for Sage of Six Paths to appear again. Unexpectedly, at this time, Sage of Six Paths still appeared in front of everyone. However, Naruto soon calmed down, looking at Sage of Six Paths lightly. Before he could speak, Sage of Six Paths smiled indifferently and said, "The release of infinite Tsukimi means that the mother has been defeated. Otherwise, the mother would not have released the illusion. I never thought that you could defeat the mother by yourself. It seems that after thousands of years of changes in the ninja world, I am a little surprised it's opaque." Naruto nodded slightly. Immediately, Sage of Six Paths continued, "I don't have much time, so I won't say much. Naruto, where is mother? Let me help you seal her together." Sage of Six Paths said, also looking for Kagaya's breath. After all, he knew that Kagaya was immortal. At the beginning, he joined forces with his younger brother, and although he defeated Kagaya, he couldn't kill Kagaya. Only Kagaya can be sealed. Therefore, seeing infinite Tsukimi lifted, Sage of Six Paths also knew that Kagaya had been defeated. However, he doesn't think that Naruto can kill Kagaya. That was the existence that made him helpless. Also, Naruto didn't accept his power and couldn't seal Kagaya together with Sasuke. So he appeared to help Naruto. However, the words of Sage of Six Paths have just been said. All I saw was that Naruto raised his head indifferently, stared at Six Paths indifferently, and said lightly, "Seal? Who said I'm going to seal her?" As soon as the words came out, everyone froze in place. Includes Sage of Six Paths, and Sasuke and Terumi Tsunade also opened their eyes wide, looking at Naruto in astonishment, unable to react. Sage of Six Paths also frowned, looked at Naruto in astonishment, and took a deep breath. Although he didn't understand what Naruto meant, he still calmed down and continued to say to Naruto lightly, "Mother is the incarnation of the divine tree, and only by sealing her can this hidden danger be completely resolved." However, hearing the words of the Sage of Six Paths, Naruto shook his head. He looked at Sage of Six Paths indifferently and said slowly, "No, I think you got it wrong. I never wanted to seal Kagaya. Get rid of Kagaya. Because from now on, Kagaya will be mine." As soon as the words come out, everyone opened their eyes wide. Sage of Six Paths also widened his Rinnegan, looking at Naruto with eyes full of incredulity and disbelief, as if he couldn't believe what Naruto said. "What?" Sage of Six Paths lost its voice in astonishment. He couldn't believe it. Naruto actually said, "Kagaya-ji will be her person from now on?" Could it be that Naruto subdued Kagaya? How can this be? Kagaya is an existence that once made the whole world awe and fear. That is a person who has an immortal body and is called the goddess of Mao. Not even his Sage of Six Paths can match it. However, Naruto said at this moment, Kagaya is his man. Sage of Six Paths couldn't believe it. Sage of Six Paths swallowed hard, as if he couldn't believe his ears, looked at Naruto in a daze, and asked in amazement, "You? What did you say?" Looking at the shocked Sage of Six Paths, Naruto repeated lightly again, "I said, Kagaya, she will be mine from now on. I won't seal her up." This time, the sound was crystal clear, clearly passed into everyone's ears. Everyone's eyes are wide open, feeling incredible watching Naruto. Did they hear correctly? The Uno goddess who once conquered the entire ninja world and made everyone fear and admire. At this time, he became Naruto's person. That is an existence stronger than Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths was even more shocked at this moment, and his mind was filled with waves. Sage of Six Paths took a deep breath. His expression suddenly became serious. He stared at Naruto and shouted, "Uzumaki Naruto, do you know what you're doing? Kagaya is the existence that once wanted to destroy the ninja world. She is the source of disaster. After eating the fruit of the sacred tree, she has completely changed a person. If such a person continues to exist, it will only be harmful to the ninja world, so it must be eliminated. Only by sealing her can the ninja world settle down. Although I don't know what method you used to defeat Kagaya, but I want you to think carefully. Kagaya's power is not a child's play. Such a powerful power, condensed on her alone, has already made her useless." Human. Sage of Six Paths explains Otsutsuki Kagaya's horror word by word, and warns Naruto not to mess around. In his eyes, Kagaya's continued existence is a disaster for the ninja world. After all, Kagaya's power is terrifying. In the ninja world, no one can deal with her. Of course, apart from Naruto, it's just that Six Paths doesn't know about it. Naruto was indifferent when he heard Sage of Six Paths' advice, and cast a glance at Sage of Six Paths lightly. Immediately, Naruto said lightly, "That's what you think. In my eyes, Kagaya is just a woman. There is no reason to fight between me and her, and she didn't threaten me, she just wanted to survive. Besides, I am the one who defeated Kaguya now. It is up to me to decide how to deal with Kaguya. Those who have already passed away, don't interfere with the affairs of the ninja world of Zhao. Naruto looked at Sage of Six Paths calmly and said lightly, "You." After hearing Naruto's words, Sage of Six Paths became even more furious and stared at Naruto angrily. The finger also pointed at Naruto angrily. He had no idea that Naruto, who had defeated Kaguya, would choose such an approach. What made him even more unexpected was that the woman who made the entire ninja world tremble would be subdued by Naruto. However, Naruto is also right. As a person who has passed away, he really has no right to intervene in the ninja world. Moreover, it was Naruto who defeated Kaguya, and it was Naruto's freedom to decide what to do with Kaguya. Sage of Six Paths can't see Kaguya right now, and there's nothing he can do about it. Immediately, after taking a few deep breaths, Sage of Six Paths calmed down, stared at Naruto seriously, and asked, "So what do you want to do next? What spoon are you going to do?" Chapter 190. Next, what are you going to do? Sage of Six Paths took a deep breath, calmed himself down, stared at Naruto, and asked seriously, "The war is over. Infinite Tsukuyomi has also been lifted, but Kaguya-ji has already been defeated. The only difference is that Kaguya-ji was subdued by Naruto. This also makes Sage of Six Paths more and more unable to see through Naruto, and does not know what Naruto wants to do." Hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, Naruto glanced at Sage of Six Paths lightly, turned around immediately, and said, "What I'm going to do next, you'll know soon." Sage of Six Paths was taken aback. Before he could react, suddenly, Naruto's indifferent voice, like thunder, resounded throughout the entire ninja world. "Now, everyone, listen up." Hearing this voice, everyone in the ninja world was stunned. His eyes were all involuntary, looking towards Naruto. All I could see was that Naruto looked indifferently, scanning everyone indifferently. That indifferent gaze seemed to have no emotion at all. Everyone froze in place, not knowing what Naruto wanted to do. Tsunade and Terumi Mei were also slightly shocked. Sasuke was also slightly puzzled. Immediately afterwards, without waiting for anyone to speak, Naruto glanced around with indifferent eyes. That indifferent expression, as if the emperor of the ninja world is king, makes people dare not look directly at him. Among them, full of thick majesty. Immediately, Naruto exhaled and said slowly, "From now on, the ninja world, including the 5 great nations and everyone, from now on, you must submit to me and listen to my orders. Let me control it. Everyone in the ninja world must respect me as the emperor." Words suddenly sounded. It seems to have endless majesty, resounding in every corner of the ninja world, and it resounded in everyone's ears. After everyone heard it, their bodies were shocked, their expressions were slightly shocked, and their eyes slowly opened wide, as if they never expected that Naruto would say such a thing. Sage of Six Paths also froze in place, widening his Rinnegan. He even didn't expect that Naruto would actually do this. He actually wanted to conquer the ninja world. This sentence is so familiar to everyone. This kind of similar words, Uchiha Madara, Black Zetsu, and Obito, they have almost all said. But, BHFD, yes, they didn't expect it at all. Naruto, who defeated enemies like Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu, would do the same. Naruto wants to conquer Teruoni. What is this? Everyone looked at Naruto in disbelief. Everyone in the ninja world was shocked and unbelievable, as if they had just regained hope, but hope turned into despair again, which made them feel very dreamy. Immediately, everyone in the ninja world was in a mess again, and each of them exclaimed in disbelief, "Did I hear you right? What did he just say? It's over. Why do you want to do this? Didn't he help us defeat Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Obito? Obviously saved the ninja world. He is our helper. B********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* shocked and unbelievable expressions on the faces of these people. Naruto glanced at them and said lightly, "Why? Can't you believe it? Don't forget, I'm the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki you want to capture. The reason for dealing with Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu is because they hinder me. They want to deal with me, and I naturally want to eliminate them. And this is what I really think." Naruto's indifferent voice resounded like thunder, resounding in everyone's ears. It made everyone's body shake suddenly, and their eyes widened in shock, as if they had suddenly realized. That's right. Before this war started, Naruto or Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. It is a character that the ninja world must crusade against. It was even before the Five Shadows meeting that they declared war on the entire ninja world. Is the public enemy of the ninja world. Although because of the beginning of the war, Naruto made several amazing shots, defeated the enemy, saved the ninja world, and made everyone in the ninja world forget about it. But under Naruto's reminder this time, they also suddenly remembered this fact. However, after thinking about it this time, what they thought was not anger, but deep regret. Such a terrifying existence is still the savior who saved the ninja world, and it is the hope of the ninja world. Back then, 5 Kages, why did they fight against such a person? Simply stupid. If it were them, it would be impossible to fight against the savior who saved the ninja world. It's a pity that things have already happened, and there is no regret medicine in this world. And they also seem to understand why Naruto did this. Now that this world has been destroyed, why not get a new life under the control of Naruto? Let this ninja world change. Naruto grew up in the dark, knowing deeply that no one will grow up without a strong medicine in this world. As Uchiha Obito said before, the 5 major powers can only be united if they have a common enemy. That being the case, let yourself be the enemy. Let yourself be the monarch of the 5 great countries. Come and lead this ninja world by yourself. Lead this ninja world to change. Sage of 6 Paths took a deep breath, gradually recovering from the shock. He squinted his eyes, looked at Naruto coldly, and asked lightly, Uzumaki Naruto, is this how you do it? Naruto glanced at Sage of 6 Paths, without fear, without flinching. Since it's Sage of 6 Paths here, it can't stop what he's doing. All of this, he has already put it out. Nobody can change his behavior, nor can anyone change this fact. From this moment on, he is the emperor of the ninja world. He will also completely conquer the ninja world. Immediately, he nodded and said, that's right. That's what I'm going to do. From now on, I'm the emperor of the ninja world. The ninja world will be ruled by me. Everyone, obey my orders. Sage of 6 Paths frowned tightly, gave a cold drink, and said slightly angrily, do you know that a person's power is limited after all? Too much power, concentrated in one person, will make you lose yourself sooner or later. At that time, you will not save the ninja world, change the ninja world, but leading the ninja world to destruction. What you did, that's what Mother did. You are doing the same thing as Mother. Turn around. Uzumaki Naruto. Chapter 191. Hearing the words of Sage of 6 Paths, Naruto shook his head, sneered, and said lightly, they are them and I am me. The ninja world must be under my control in order to develop peacefully and better. Moreover, you sit and watch the changes of the ninja world for thousands of years, but you never take action to save every crisis. Sit and watch the war break out again and again, and even Black Zetsu wants to destroy the ninja world, but you never show up. Now, what right do you have to tell me what to do? A cold and indifferent voice sounded, and Naruto looked at Sage of 6 Paths indifferently, speaking without any politeness. That's right. Chakra from Sage of 6 Paths has survived thousands of years in the ninja world. He has great power, but has been sitting and watching the tragedy happen. Even the shots of Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu never allowed the Sage of 6 Paths to come forward. Since he didn't want to interfere with the affairs of the ninja world, why bother to dictate to Naruto now? And why bother with Naruto now? Would it be superfluous to accuse Naruto now? Moreover, Naruto does not think that Kagayaji was wrong at the beginning. Kagayaji ruled the ninja world at the beginning, and it did allow the ninja world to develop peacefully for a period of time. However, Kagaya Haim changed later, and started to use Infinite Tsukuyomi to create her own army to deal with the upcoming enemies of the Otsutsuki clan. Because of this, people in the ninja world were panicked and uneasy. Not so with Naruto. All enemies, Naruto will use his own strength to completely solve them. Not to mention Kagaya's original behavior. Therefore, the ninja world will develop better under the rule of Naruto. Naruto can also stop the war from happening. He has his own way to manage the world. However, after hearing Naruto's words, Sage of 6 Paths frowned, and Rinnegan was also angry. He didn't think so at all, and it was different from what Naruto thought, and he was very opposed to Naruto. In his opinion, what Uzumaki Naruto did is no different from Kagaya. And Kagaya, at the beginning, has become the source of disaster that everyone fears and brings disaster to the ninja world. He believes that if Naruto does this, it will become like this sooner or later. However, what Naruto said just now is also very correct. You are right. He was so blocked that he didn't know what to say. Indeed, he is already a deceased person who basically should not appear in this world. As he has passed away, he has no right to interfere with the affairs of the ninja world, let alone interfere with Naruto's decision. What Naruto wants to do is his freedom. But even so, Sage of Six Paths still refused to let it go, very opposed, retorted and shouted, "Uzumaki Naruto, what you did was wrong. With such powerful power, if you don't limit yourself, you will get lost sooner or later, bringing disaster to this ninja world." Uchiha Madara and Kagaya and Black Zetsu's results, you saw that too, but they all failed. Turn back quickly. Otherwise, sooner or later someone will stop you. Sage of Six Paths' stern words. However, after Naruto heard it, he was indifferent and even found it ridiculous. He looked at Six Paths lightly and said, "Really? You don't have to worry about that." Also, Uchiha Madara and Black Zetsu and Kagaya were all defeated by me. I beat them because I didn't agree with what they did. But I don't think what I did was wrong. The ninja world must be under my management. Besides, I am the one who defeated them, and I am the one who saved the ninja world. As for whether someone will stop me, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just try. I will personally change this ninja world. Seeing that Naruto had already made up his mind, Sage of Six Paths also knew that no matter how much he said, it was useless. It was impossible for Naruto to listen to him. Seeing this, Sage of Six Paths also let out a sigh of relief. Since persuasion is useless, he intends, I personally stop Naruto. Just like when I stopped Teigu back then. Immediately, Sage of Six Paths turned around, looked at Sasuke at the side, and said coldly, "Sasuke, Uzumaki Naruto has lost himself now. He will lead the ninja world to its demise. Now, the only one who can stop Uzumaki Naruto is you. Only you who inherit the power of my six paths can stop him." Now, Seven pins its hopes on Sasuke. However, Sasuke at the side was also a little shocked by Naruto's words, and froze in place. When he heard the words of Sage of Six Paths, he was taken aback and quickly realized. Ask for flowers. However, Sasuke was not in a hurry to answer. Instead, he frowned and lowered his head to think. Sasuke's actions made Sage of Six Paths stunned. Before he could speak, Naruto at the side also looked at Sasuke after hearing what the Sage of Six Paths said. Seeing that Sage of Six Paths wanted Sasuke to stop him, Naruto smiled lightly and asked Sasuke, "Sasuke, what do you think? What are you going to do?" After hearing Naruto's words, Sasuke also thought about it quickly. Only to see, Sasuke took a deep breath, his eyes became firm. He glanced at Naruto, then looked at Sage of Six Paths faintly, shook his head and said, "No, I refuse." Hearing Sasuke's words, Sage of Six Paths was stunned for a moment, eyes widened, pupils full of shock and astonishment. He seems to have no idea at all. Sasuke, refuse him too. Refuse to stop Naruto. What exactly is going on? Originally, he thought that Sasuke should have the same idea as him. He also pins his hopes on Sasuke. Hopes Sasuke can stop Naruto. However, the development of the matter was completely beyond his imagination. It was completely unexpected to him that Sasuke would refuse and oppose him. Before Sage of Six Paths could speak, Sasuke said coldly again, "I think there is nothing wrong with Naruto's actions. In the ninja world, there should be someone to take care of it. So, I support Naruto's approach. If you insist that I, who possess the power of Six Paths, must stop him, then take back your power of Six Paths. I don't need it." An indifferent voice sounded word by word. Let Sage of Six Paths, completely stunned in place, staring at Naruto and Sasuke blankly. He had no idea that Sasuke had the same idea as Naruto. He supported Naruto too. Even, in order to reject him, Sasuke did not hesitate to give up the power of Six Paths. This simply made Sage of Six Paths stunned in place, never expecting such a result. Sasuke would answer like this. The two brothers who were originally at odds are now completely united. The goals are exactly the same. However, this goal is completely different from his Sage of Six Paths. This made him not know whether to laugh or cry. Chapter 192. But Sage of Six Paths already knew deeply at this moment. If even Sasuke chooses to help Naruto, then no one in this ninja world will be able to stop Sasuke. You know, in addition to solving Kagaya and Uchiha Madara, in addition to the strongest Naruto, only Sasuke, who has inherited the power of Six Paths, is eligible to win the second place in the ninja world. In his eyes, only Sasuke has a chance to stop Naruto. But unfortunately, Sasuke also stood with Naruto. The strongest ninja world and the second ninja world join forces. Who else in this world can stop Naruto? But what Sage of Six Paths doesn't know is, even if Sasuke disagrees, Naruto cannot be stopped at all. Sasuke, who inherited the power of Sage of Six Paths, is also no match for Naruto. After all, Naruto defeated Kaguya Hime. Sage of Six Paths thought too simply. Sasuke can't even deal with Hui 790 Yuji by himself, so how can he be Naruto's opponent? It's ridiculous. However, Naruto was very pleased that Sasuke was able to take a firm stand and support him in the end. Naruto smiled faintly, looked at Sasuke, and said, "Very well, I knew you would support me." Sasuke also gave a rare smile and said, "I also think that you are right. The ninja world, it is precisely because no one manages it that it has become like this, chaotic." The appearance of Akatsuki confirmed this point. This world can only be united under the rule of the right people. Naruto, you are the most suitable person. Naruto smiled lightly and nodded. However, the Sage of Six Paths on the side pointed at Naruto and Sasuke angrily and shouted, "Sasuke, you. Sage of Six Paths still can't believe that Sasuke will support Naruto. His expression was incomparably shocked and extremely shocked. Hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, Sasuke also turned his head to look at Sage of Six Paths and said indifferently and firmly, "That's my decision." Sage of Six Paths frowned upon hearing Sasuke's words, took a deep breath, and looked extremely serious. He knew that if even Sasuke supported Naruto, no one in this ninja world would be able to stop Naruto. Moreover, he didn't expect that Sasuke would trust Naruto so much. The two brothers who had been arguing for thousands of years were united at this moment. Make Sage of Six Paths shake his head and smile wryly. Moreover, as for recovering the power of Six Paths, how is that possible? Not to mention, whether the power of Six Paths that has been given to Sasuke can be taken back. Even if it is taken back, what is the use? Can Naruto be stopped with the power of the Six Paths alone? Obviously impossible. Before he could speak, Naruto on the side also looked at Sage of Six Paths lightly and said, "Now, do you have anything else to say? In this world, no one can stop me. It is the most correct decision for the ninja world to belong to my rule." Sage of Six Paths shook his head, speechless, and didn't know how to refute. Even Sasuke supports Naruto. The original hope was also shattered. What did he say and what else? Perhaps, really according to what Naruto said, is correct. Sage of Six Paths shook his head, he sighed and said, "You're going to make a big mistake." Naruto snorted coldly and said, "You don't have to worry about that." Immediately after Naruto finished speaking, he turned around and looked at the crowd in the ninja world. All I could see was that everyone in the ninja world was also in a daze at the moment, not knowing what to say. They can also hear the words of the Sage of Six Paths and Naruto. Not even the Sage of Six Paths can stop Naruto, so what can they do? Moreover, Naruto's strength, they have actually learned how powerful Naruto is. The stunning and peerless battles just now are still vivid in their minds, so they can't forget them. That is, a powerful existence that even Ten Tails and Uchiha Madara can't compete with. Sage of Six Paths is helpless. Even Ten Tails and Uchiha Madara can't handle, let alone Naruto. At this moment, they can only wait for Naruto's decision. Creeping and trembling at Naruto's feet. Looking at the mixed crowd in the ninja world, Naruto glanced around with indifferent eyes and said again, "I said, I will rule this ninja world. I know you have a lot of confusion in your heart. So, I will give you 7 days to think about it, and give me an answer after 7 days. If there are still people who oppose me after 7 days, then I will eliminate those who oppose me one by one. Kill them. From now on, I will be the emperor of this ninja world." His indifferent gaze scanned the entire ninja world. Those words are like the strict sentence of Kamui, so that no one can refuse. After hearing Naruto's words, everyone trembled and nodded silently. They know that in front of Naruto, they have no chance to refute. Sky. In 7 days, Naruto will become the ruler of this ninja world. Everyone looked at each other, and they all saw the sigh in each other's eyes. Everyone in the ninja world never thought that the group relationship would develop to this point. The result of the Fourth Ninja World War will develop like this. Uchiha Madara and Ten Tails, who had made them desperate, were resolved by Naruto. However, in the end, Naruto made such a decision beyond everyone's imagination. I don't know if this has been decided long ago, or I am already disappointed in this ninja world. They sighed deeply and shook their heads, as if they were feeling stupid for the 5 Kages meeting back then. I also regret my previous attitude. While everyone was talking about it, Naruto ignored the crowd in the ninja world, but turned to look at Ten Tails aside. Unlimited Moon's sacrifice was lifted, and Ten Tails also fell silent. But that doesn't mean you can leave it alone. Immediately, Naruto said lightly. As for the tailed beasts, temporarily seal them in my body. I will give each tailed beast a 1.3 safe living space as agreed. As long as the tailed beasts do not destroy the stability of the ninja world, no one in the ninja world is allowed to catch tailed beasts. After finishing speaking, Naruto will seal immediately. Ten Tails, who had already disconnected from Kaguya, suddenly roared as if summoned by Naruto. Ten Tails turned into 9 powerful chakras, which poured into Naruto's body one by one. All the chakra, in an instant, poured into Naruto's body, and the 9 tails on the side, following this chakra, returned to Naruto's body. At this moment, from 1 tail to 9 tails, all the chakras of tailed beasts are gathered in Naruto. This is the most complete tailed beast chakra, also the most complete 10 tails power. The perfect 9 tails and the perfect 3 tails are also inside Naruto. At this moment, Naruto is the real, intact 10 tails. Jinchuriki. Chapter 193. After all the chakra of 10 tails was injected into Naruto's body is also slowly changing. All I saw was, on Naruto's body, several Tomoe slowly appeared, and those Tomoe, emitting arc light, looked abnormally holy. Not only that, Naruto's eyes also had golden pupil shadows, like the symbol of a fairy. Several black, truth-seeking balls suddenly emerged from Naruto's body. The black truth-seeking ball floats around Naruto, as if protecting Naruto. And Naruto's robe was also dyed with a layer of hazy golden light at this moment. Let Naruto's whole body look extremely bright, very sacred. Chakra from 10 tails, erupting from Naruto. At this moment, Naruto has completely become the Jinchuriki of 10 tails. And, yes, complete Tao Jinchuriki. All the power of 10 tails is focused on Naruto. Perfect. This is the power of 10 tails. Naruto slowly opened his eyes. The pupils, at this moment, instantly released powerful pupil power. The terrifying pupil power, like a giant dragon from the abyss, descended suddenly. After letting everyone present feel this pupil force, they all felt as if they were pierced by Naruto. As if all the secrets of the whole body were completely seen by Naruto. They have no mystery in front of Naruto. With Naruto's glance, it's as if he wants to see through everything in the world. It seems that everything in the world is included in Naruto's eyes. After absorbing the chakra from 10 tails, not only Naruto's power has been greatly enhanced, but even his pupil power has been greatly improved. Feeling the surging chakra in his body and the powerful pupil power, Naruto murmured faintly, "Is this the power of 10 tails?" Naruto clenched his fist slightly. At this moment, the power of 10 tails has been concentrated in his body and absorbed by him. From now on, he is now the only person in this ninja world. 10 tails Jinchuriki. In ninja world, there is no other Jinchuriki to speak of. Naruto has long wanted to be 10 tails Jinchuriki, letting the tail beasts all focus on him. It's not that he covets the power of 10 tails. On the contrary, it would be better to say that with his current formidable strength, it doesn't matter whether he has the power of 10 tails or not. After all, 10 tails was vulnerable under his hands. They were easily defeated by him. The reason why he wants to become 10 tails Jinchuriki and collect all the tailed beasts and seal them in his body is because he knows that the power of the tailed beasts is too strong, and sooner or later it will attract the greed of many people. Everyone in the ninja world will attack tailed beasts and provoke disputes in order to obtain this powerful power. This point, after thousands of years of evolution, has long been confirmed. And Jinchuriki is a tragedy born precisely because of the greed of everyone in the ninja world for this powerful power. Every Jinchuriki's life and fate are almost very miserable. After all, no one wants to seal a monster in their body, to be treated as a monster by others, and to be tortured by the tailed beast, who may run the risk of the tailed beast going berserk at any time. After all, the tailed beast doesn't want to be sealed and its freedom restricted. That being the case, why not let Naruto become the only Jinchuriki in the world? Let all the tail beasts concentrate on Naruto, protected by Naruto, in charge. To prevent this from happening, let everyone in the ninja world no longer be greedy for this power, the idea of the power of the tailed beast. In this way, anyone in the ninja world who wants to have the idea of tailing beasts must go through Naruto. However, Naruto's power is stronger than Tails. How can someone who wants to covet the power of 10 tails be the opponent of Naruto? In front of Naruto, they can only give up this idea. Never dare to be tempted by the tailed beast again. What's more, Naruto is still the ruler of this ninja world. After absorbing the power of 10 Tails, Naruto also let out a breath, watching the changes in himself indifferently. The changes in myself were brought about by 10 Tails. Chakra from 10 Tails makes Naruto's sage transformation more obvious. At this moment, Naruto is like a holy fairy, exuding a faint coercion and brilliance that cannot be resisted. And at this moment, a system voice suddenly sounded in Naruto's mind. Ding! Congratulations to host for getting chakra from 10 Tails. Get reward. Awaken 9 Goyu Rinnegan. Ding! Congratulations to host for awakening Jiguyu Rinnegan. In different words suddenly sounded. Immediately afterwards, Naruto felt that a powerful god-tier pupil power was spontaneously born in his eyes. This pupil power is extremely powerful. It is several times stronger than my previous pupil power. The divine pupil power is combined with one's own pupil power to change the pupil technique on one's own eyes. Let Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan evolve again. All I saw was that Naruto's eyes were suddenly dyed scarlet, and Mangekyo Sharingan opened. However, after the Mangekyo Sharingan was activated, changes began instantly. 063 The six-pointed star-shaped Mangekyo Sharingan slowly spreads into circles of ripples, and on the ripples, 9 Tomoe appears slowly. Jiguyu Rinnegan, awaken? At the moment of awakening of this pair of Jiguyu Rinnegan, the terrifying pupil power erupted instantly. This terrifying pupil power, like soaring to the sky, burst up and descended on the entire ninja world. After letting everyone feel this pupil power, they only feel that their spirits have become incomparably in a trance, and they are also hazy, as if at this moment, they were all under the illusion and returned to the world of infinite Tsukuyomi again. This 9 Goyu Rinnegan, at the moment of awakening, it was like casting an illusion on the whole world. The entire ninja world is shrouded in the power of Naruto's pair of 9 God Jade Rinnegan pupils. Let everyone feel that their consciousness is under the control of Naruto. Whatever Naruto wants them to do, they must do. There is no way to resist. As if, under the coercion of this terrifying pupil power, they all wanted to submit to Naruto. This is the power of Naruto's 9-glyph Rinnegan. This terrifying pupil power is simply too terrifying, too powerful. Make everyone unable to compete. Chapter 194. Fortunately, it didn't take long for the pupil power to explode. They heard Naruto exhale lightly. All the pupil power was instantly withdrawn by Naruto and returned to Naruto's body. It wasn't until the pupil power disappeared that all of them shuddered and looked in the direction of Naruto in horror. Apparently, they also noticed that the terrifying pupil technique that made them all unconscious and unable to control their spirits was released from Naruto. They never expected that Naruto's pupil power is so terrifying. This feeling, like having them in infinite Tsukuyomi, is just too scary. Everyone gasped in horror. Such a terrifying pupil power, who can resist? Who dares to contend? After Naruto withdrew his pupil power, he was also slightly surprised. He also didn't expect that after absorbing the power of 10 Tails and becoming the Jinchuriki of 10 Tails, he would even awaken himself the 9 Goyu Rinnegan. Moreover, Jiguyu Rinnegan's power is far beyond his imagination. This is the Jiguyu Rinnegan that has evolved by combining his previous pupil power. Its pupil power is terrifying, far surpassing that of Otsutsuki Kagaya's Rinnegan. Even, Naruto felt that he could cast infinite Tsukuyomi quickly with his own power. No need to be at the tail. In fact, it is so. The moment when Jiguyu Rinnegan awakens and the pupil power explodes, everyone feels that they are like illusions in their bodies. Their bodies are completely out of control. Under the coercion of that pupil power, he couldn't even raise his mind to contend with Naruto, as if he wanted to surrender to Naruto. This is the next day of Naruto's Jiguyu Rinnegan. You know, when Naruto was in Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, his pupil power was extremely powerful, much better than Uchiha Madara them. And now that Jiguyu Rinnegan has been awakened, the pupil power has increased several times again. Jiguyu Rinnegan's pupil power and strength have reached a height unimaginable by ordinary people. It has reached a new level. It is far beyond other people's eyes. Is this my Jiguyu Rinnegan? Feeling the surging ocean in his body, Naruto murmured faintly. Sage of Six Paths and the others were also aware of this terrifying pupil power and looked at Naruto in astonishment. The eyes of Sage of Six Paths are full of shock and horror. He also had no idea that Naruto would become the Jinchuriki of 10 Tails. With so much power, plus 10 Tails, Then who else can compete with Naruto? What was even more unexpected was that after Naruto became Ten Tails Jinchuriki, he even awakened the 9 Goyu Rinnegan. At the moment when Naruto's pupil power exploded, Sage of Six Paths obviously also felt the terrifying pupil power of Juguyu Rinnegan. That terrifying pupil power made him feel dazed for a while. Even, he felt like he was in an illusion. This feeling made him feel alive. You know, he's the Sage of Six Paths. He is so powerful, as the originator of ninja, who in this ninja world can make him possess illusions. Not to mention, he also has Rinnegan, the pair of supreme pupils. However, at this moment, even he who owns Rinnegan feels unable to contend with this terrifying pupil power. Because of this, Sage of Six Paths looked at Naruto instantly and saw Naruto's eyes. When seeing Naruto's pair of 9 Goyu Rinnegan, the expression of Sage of Six Paths was instantly overwhelmed by shock. Even the eyes of Sage of Six Paths were full of amazement and horror. That's Juguyu Rinnegan. Even he doesn't have these eyes. Only his mother, Itsutsuki Kagaya, owns Juguyu Rinnegan. And Sage of Six Paths knows that Naruto has become the Jinchuriki of Ten Tails. However, this does not mean that becoming a Jinchuriki of Ten Tails will awaken Rinnegan. Obviously, this is impossible, because he was also the Jinchuriki of Ten Tails. But he's just another Rinnegan. However, at this moment Naruto has awakened Juguyu Rinnegan, even stronger than his normal Rinnegan. Even, Sage of Six Paths feels that Naruto's pupil power is several times that of his current one. Even more than that, this makes Sage of Six Paths even more incredible. I can't believe it. The face is full of shock. How could Naruto have such a powerful pupil power? How did he awaken the pair of 9-hook Jade Rinnegan? The expression of Sage of Six Paths is full of horror. Moreover, in his cognition, shouldn't Naruto have no pupil technique? The one who inherited his pupil art must be from the Uchiha clan. But why does Naruto have such powerful eyes? Not only did he have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan just now, but even now he has awakened the 9 Goyu Rinnegan that he doesn't have. This is beyond belief for Sage of Six Paths. Chakra with Rinnegan and Ten Tails, plus Naruto's own power. Who else can compete with Naruto in this ninja world? Sage of Six Paths gasped. Until now he still can't believe that Naruto has these eyes. Immediately, he pointed at Naruto. His shocked expression was self-evident, and asked abruptly, "You, why do you have these eyes?" Hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, Naruto glanced at Sage of Six Paths lightly. The pupil light emanating from the 9-hook Jade Rinnegan made Sage of Six Paths tremble. Immediately, Naruto said lightly, "Why can't I have these eyes? It's just Juguyu Rinnegan." Hearing Naruto's words, "So good, Zhao," Sage of Six Paths was taken aback, and suddenly had the urge to vomit blood. But Juguyu Rinnegan? Hearing what Naruto said so lightly, seemed to be a very common ability. Sage of Six Paths couldn't help but feel the urge to vomit blood. This is the supreme pupil technique in the ninja world, a powerful area of strength that even he never possessed. And in Naruto's mouth, it seems that he doesn't care. However, it is true. Juguyu Rinnegan's ability is indeed powerful. For others, it may be like a ceiling. But for Naruto, it's just icing on the cake. Naruto will not deliberately rely on these eyes. This is just one of Naruto's cards. After all, Naruto needs other means and cards that are more powerful. Even so, the awakening of Juguyu Rinnegan has also brought Naruto a lot of help and promotion. Chapter 195. After all, Naruto's pupil power itself is very powerful. Coupled with the awakening of Juguyu Rinnegan, the power of its pupils is beyond everyone's imagination. Therefore, after Naruto awakened the 9 Goyu Rinnegan, his strength has also been greatly improved. And not only that, Naruto felt that after awakening the 9 Goyu Rinnegan, his control over the Ten Tails chakra in his body became more and more proficient. Chakra from Ten Tails is also more consistent. It's easier to control yourself. Even, with Juguyu Rinnegan, under the control of Juguyu Rinnegan, Naruto's mastery of his own chakra is even more ingenious and essence. I am also more proficient in my own strength. As if, anytime, anywhere, you can exert your full, 100% power, can perfectly display their full strength, easily mobilize every power in your body. Is this the benefit of Juguyu Rinnegan? Naruto nodded in satisfaction. After seeing Naruto's pair of 9-hook Jade Rinnegan. In fact, not only Sage of Six Paths was very surprised and shocked by Naruto's awakening of 9 Goyu Rinnegan. Sasuke, Tsunade, and Terumi May on the side also froze in place, with their eyes wide open and their mouths slightly open. All of them stared at Naruto dumbfounded. Although they already knew that Naruto possessed the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. But I never expected that Naruto could evolve eternal Mangekyo Sharingan again. Awaken the legendary pupil technique. Jiguyu Rinnegan. Sasuke was even more shocking. As a member of the Uchiha clan, he knows the power of pupil art. You know, even his Rinnegan is just Laguyu. Moreover, it is only one. However, at this time, Naruto directly awakened a pair of 9-hook jade. It simply shocked him. Could it be that Naruto's talent is stronger than his genius of the Uchiha clan? Naruto also noticed everyone's shock. However, he didn't pay attention to it and didn't bother to explain the origin of the pair of 9-hook jade Rinnegan. Immediately, Naruto exhaled, looked at all the crowd in the ninja world, and said lightly, "I'll say it again. 7 days. I will give you 7 days. Remember, after 7 days, I will be in the country of the vortex, waiting for news from the major countries. But anyone who opposes after 7 days will be killed without mercy." The cold words resounded throughout the battlefield and reached everyone's ears. The faint coercion combined with this indifferent voice made everyone tremble when they heard it. But this time, after seeing Naruto's miraculous eyes and feeling the pupil power that made them tremble, the battlefield in the ninja world was surprisingly quiet. There wasn't even a voice of discussion, and everyone looked at Naruto in awe. After hearing Naruto's words, Sage of Six Paths also immediately reacted from the shock and looked at Naruto with complicated eyes. He knew that with Rinnegan and Ten Tails, no one in the ninja world could compete with Naruto. Even, Naruto with these two powers can launch infinite Tsukuyami directly by himself. Even if it is him, he may not be Naruto's opponent. Of course, what he doesn't know is that Naruto without Jiguyu Rinnegan and Ten Tails chakra is already stronger than he imagined. After hearing Naruto's words, Sage of Six Paths took a deep breath, still wanting to stop Naruto. Immediately, Sage of Six Paths turned to look at Terumi Mei and Tsunade aside. He knew the identities of the two women. This is Konoha's Hokage and Miss Shinobi's Mizukage. Both women have a pivotal position in the ninja world. Immediately, Sage of Six Paths said to the two women, "Hokage of Konoha, Mizukage of Mist Shinobi. What do you guys think about this? Naruto wants to rule the ninja world, and he who has awakened Jiguyu Rinnegan. I am afraid that he has become obsessed like his mother. B. A person with too much power will eventually lose himself. Jiguyu Rinnegan is the symbol of his lost self. At the beginning, my mother also had these eyes." Sage of Six Paths said painstakingly. However, Tsunade and Terumi Mei frowned after hearing this. Although the person in front of him is the legendary Sage of Six Paths, the existence of the originator of the ninja. But hearing Sage of Six Paths belittle Naruto so much, Terumi Mei and Tsunade still didn't like him much. And, with just one pair of eyes, it feels like Naruto is lost. It's a little too funny. So Terumi Mei didn't think so. On the contrary, she seemed to have guessed that Naruto would do this. I even thought in my heart, Rinnegan, don't you have it yourself? Soon, Tsunade and Terumi Mei had the answer. I only heard Terumi Mei snort softly and said lightly, "If this is Naruto's decision, I will support Naruto unconditionally, and I believe in Naruto's approach. Naruto is different from Otsutsuki Kagaya. He saved the ninja world." That's right. Tsunade also nodded. Sage of Six Paths was stunned for a moment. Obviously did not expect that Mizukage of Mist Shinobi and Hokage of Konoha also supported Naruto. Sage of Six Paths frowned and immediately asked Ninetales and Naruto, "Kurama, what about you?" Ninetales was originally missed because of the appearance of Sage of Six Paths. Hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, Ninetales and Naruto curled his lips lazily and then said seriously, "I also think there is nothing wrong with what Naruto does. Six Paths old man, after thousands of years of evolution in the ninja world, many things have happened and changed a lot. Perhaps, your thinking has fallen behind. In the current ninja world, it's not bad to do what Naruto said. I like it very much." Sage of Six Paths froze for a moment and was even more surprised. Unexpectedly, Ninetales also supports Naruto. This really made him feel incredible. Even Ninetales has always hated humans in the ninja world very much, but at this moment, they are standing with Naruto, which really makes Sage of Six Paths somewhat unexpected. Seeing that even Hokage and Mizukage and even Ninetales supported Naruto's decision, Sage of Six Paths shook his head inside, not knowing what to say. However, at this moment, Naruto's unceremonious cold drink suddenly sounded. "What you said is a little too ridiculous. Judging me to be insane just based on a pair of Jiguyu Rinnegan? Do you think I will be like Hui Yuruchi? You are too ridiculous. Could it be that, Until now, you still don't know why Kaguya went berserk and became black? Chapter 196. Naruto also heard the words of the Sage of Six Paths. However, after hearing the words of the Sage of Six Paths, he couldn't help feeling ridiculous. Jiguyu Rinnegan. Is it a symbol of corruption? Is it a sign of losing yourself? What about Rinnegan? Can a Sage of Six Paths with a normal Rinnegan claim justice? His Rinnegan, also Sharingan, evolved. Now it is said that Jiguyu represents evil. This is a bit too ridiculous. Moreover, in the attitude towards Kaguya, Naruto and Sage of Six Paths are also quite different. Sage of Six Paths seems to completely define Kaguya as the bad category. I even think that Kaguya is like the origin of disasters. All bad things cannot be separated from Kaguya as a comparison. As if he was proud of his defeat of Kaguya. This made Naruto feel very disdainful, extremely ridiculous. Could it be that Sage of Six Paths still doesn't know why Kaguya was blackened in the first place? They don't have the ability to help Kaguya, but they learn to use themselves to deal with their own mother. They really deserve to be Six Paths. After hearing Naruto's words, Sage of Six Paths was also suddenly silent, frowning, narrowing eyes, staring at Naruto, and asked, "What's the meaning?" Naruto sneered unceremoniously, looking at the pretending Sage of Six Paths. He didn't think that, after thousands of years, Sage of Six Paths still didn't know anything about what happened back then. Immediately, Naruto said indifferently, "Don't you know why Kaguya went berserk until now? It's too ridiculous. Or, as the originator of the ninja world, you only care about being your hero, and you just want to kill Kaguya regardless of everything?" The biggest reason why Kaguya went berserk at the beginning was because she had no sense of security. Her enemies are not only in this ninja world, but even more terrifying enemies are coming soon. The reason for launching Infinite Tsukuyomi is also to create an army to deal with the coming enemies. However, as the sons of Kaguya, you don't think about the reason, you don't think about how to help your mother, you just focus on sealing Kaguya in the first place, satisfying your fantasy of saving the ninja world, and being your so-called ninja heroes. Don't you think you're ridiculous, Otsutsuki Hagoromo? If you use the power you used to deal with Kaguya to help Kaguya deal with other enemies. Kaguya will not do that. The words sounded word by word, making Sage of Six Paths' complexion more and more ugly. The expression of Sage of Six Paths also gradually became gloomy. As if the original matter was revealed by Naruto, it made Sage of Six Paths feel a little angry. However, under this anger, Sage of Six Paths is more shocked. Because Naruto actually knows so many things. It seems that Naruto has seen through thousands of years of things in the ninja world, which makes Sage of Six Paths feel horrified. Immediately, Sage of Six Paths snorted coldly and said lightly, "What do you know? The original Kaguya has gone completely berserk, and continuing to exist will only cause harm to the ninja world. In order to protect this world, we can also choose to seal Kaguya." However, the words of Sage of Six Paths still made Naruto shake his head and sneer. "Yeah? In my opinion, filial piety comes first. You can't even protect your own mother. How can you protect the world? You don't think about why Kaguya did this. You don't think about her reasons, but you only think about sealing your mother, which is justice, and you are so perfunctory. In my opinion, this is the greatest evil. If Jiguyu Rinnegan represents evil, then you Rinnegan who evolved from Sharingan. What is it?" The merciless and indifferent voice revealed the truth of the matter word by word, also debunked the true colors of Sage of Six Paths. After hearing Naruto's words, everyone suddenly understood as if they had suddenly realized. Tsunade and Terumi were also taken aback for a moment, and immediately looked at Sage of Six Paths with contempt. This is the truth. This is the truth. Naruto looked at the Sage of Six Paths indifferently. It's impossible to say that Sage of Six Paths didn't know that Kaguya-ji had other enemies. But Sage of Six Paths doesn't think about this kind of problem, and doesn't solve the most fundamental ninja threat. Instead, it only cares about sealing Kaguya, which is especially ridiculous. It's not just Kaguya who really threatens the ninja world. Ask for flowers. Rather, a more powerful enemy, an existence that even Kaguya fears. However, Sage of Six Paths ignores it and only targets Otsutsuki Kaguya. This is simply ridiculous. As for Sage of Six Paths, after hearing it, it was as if Naruto had said it, and was very annoyed. Immediately, he shouted angrily, "Uzumaki Naruto, what nonsense are you talking about? I see. You are completely insane. If the ninja world allows you to do whatever you want, it will definitely cause even greater trouble. It seems that I can only solve you myself. After finishing speaking, Sage of Six Paths suddenly burst out a powerful chakra. The pair of renegades also released powerful pupil power, as if they were ready to attack Naruto at any time. However, just as Sage of Six Paths finished speaking, Naruto snorted coldly, looked at Sage of Six Paths indifferently, and said, "Shut your mouth. No matter what I do, it's better than leaving thousands of years of problems until now, and let us solve them. And, do you really think that since you are a soul body, I can't deal with you?" Words fall. Sage of Six Paths was taken aback. Immediately. He hasn't reacted yet. Only see. Naruto suddenly raised his palm. The blade flashed in the palm. Moment. Senbonzakura appears. All I saw was Senbonzakura's sword light flashing under the pupils of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths surprise. Don't wait for him to react. Next moment. Puff. The sharp blade penetrates the body of Sage of Six Paths in an instant. Straight through the body of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths stopped abruptly, staring at Senbonzakura, who penetrated his body in astonishment, and then looked at Naruto in amazement. How can this be? He didn't even see Naruto's movements clearly just now. I didn't see how Naruto made a move. However, in the next second, Senbonzakura had penetrated his body. It's unbelievable for him too. This speed is a bit too terrifying. Chapter 197. Sage of Six Paths set off monstrous waves. He looked at Senbonzakura, who penetrated his body in amazement. This speed is too terrifying. You know, he's the Sage of Six Paths, the originator of the ninja world. Once Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Even though he is dead, his chakra is still there. His strength has not dropped much. He even has a pair of powerful Rinnegan. There is such a powerful pupil technique. But Rao is so. Sage of Six Paths, but can't see Naruto's speed at all. This speed is too terrifying. How is this possible? In this ninja world, how could there be a speed that he couldn't even see clearly? The power of Naruto is simply beyond the imagination of Sage of Six Paths. Sage of Six Paths, with a horrified expression, full of shock. 8:30 isn't just the Sage of Six Paths seeing this scene. Tsunade and everyone in the ninja world were also shocked and froze in place, with their eyes wide open, looking at this scene in disbelief. They didn't expect it at all. The two fought against each other. It turned out to be this situation. It turned out to be this result. Not even a second. The battle is over. As soon as the shot is made, the winner has already been decided. No doubt. Sage of Six Paths, killed by Naruto. Everyone is a little unbelievable and full of shock. That's the Sage of Six Paths. It is the originator of the ninja world, almost the existence of the ceiling in the ninja world. 10 Tails, all he has ever conquered. However, it is such a legendary, mythical, and unimaginably powerful character. At this moment, under Naruto's hands, so vulnerable. Sasuke's eyes widened even more. He was the first to see the Sage of Six Paths, and he also got half of the power of the Sage of Six Paths, but he knows the power of the Sage of Six Paths. That is enough to turn mountains and seas and change the ninja world. But unexpectedly, in front of Naruto, it was so unbearable. Originally, he thought that with half of the power of Six Paths, he was already very close to Naruto. But until now, Sasuke found out. Sage of Six Paths, in front of Naruto, is nothing more than a small witch. And he still has a huge gap with Naruto. But soon, Sage of Six Paths also reacted. Although he was shocked by Naruto's speed, he is now a spirit body, a person who has passed away. All that exists now is his chakra. Therefore, Naruto's attack did not shed any blood. Instead, Sage of Six Paths smiled lightly and said, "Ordinary attacks are useless to me." However, upon hearing the words of Sage of Six Paths, Naruto laughed back, looked at Sage of Six Paths jokingly, and said slowly, "Yeah." The words just fell. Instantly, the expression of Sage of Six Paths was stunned instantly. He just felt that an unbearable drama suddenly surged from the wound pierced by Senbonzakura. Spread it all over his body. Let him feel a scorching, stinging pain all over his body. This stinging pain seemed to be eroding his soul. Let him be immobile. Even, the whole body, is suppressed by Senbonzakura's blade. He can't use any strength in his body. All chakra, as if at this moment, are sealed. That blade, indeed, caused him to be severely injured. Sage of Six Paths opened its eyes wide, looking at Naruto in horror, feeling unbelievable. How can this be? He is a state of mind. How could Naruto's attack hurt him? Immediately, Sage of Six Paths lost its voice in shock. How is this possible? How can you hurt me? Naruto looked at the astonished Sage of Six Paths, smiled lightly, slowly pulled out Zanpakuto, and said lightly, I forgot to tell you. My attack is more effective against souls. I can even kill Shinigami banned by ghouls, and killing a soul is even easier. Sage of Six Paths was taken aback for a moment, and his eyes widened even wider. He knew Naruto wasn't joking. From that blade, he thoroughly felt the breath of death. As if Naruto only wants to. You can easily erase him from this world. But this also makes Sage of Six Paths even more appalled. It was the first time he had felt such power. Naruto's attack actually has an effect on the soul. Moreover, the power of damage is even lower. What makes Sage of Six Paths even more incredible is that Naruto's strength is beyond his imagination. Naruto can not only hurt him, from the speed Naruto showed just now, and the terrifying pupil power, Sage of Six Paths knows that he is no match for Naruto at all. His originally confident trump card was completely vulnerable in front of Naruto. At this moment, in front of Naruto, he completely felt fear. He felt panic. For the first time, he had seen such a terrifying existence. Sage of Six Paths, eyes wide open in horror. Naruto didn't kill Sage of Six Paths in one blow, not because he couldn't do it, but because he didn't do it deliberately. However, under Naruto's knife, the body of Sage of Six Paths gradually became darker. The originally powerful aura became extremely weak and decadent at this moment. The chakra all over his body was sealed by Naruto. As Naruto said, the power of the Six Paths in his eyes is nothing more than that, not worth mentioning at all. Immediately, Naruto said lightly, I won't kill you. However, I think you won't be able to stay in this world for long. From now on, use your last chakra and the last bit of time you have left to keep your eyes open and see how the world will become better under my management. 0.5 Then, Naruto turned around and said lightly to everyone in the ninja world, 7 days later, I will wait for your reply in the country of the vortex. Immediately after finishing speaking, Naruto disappeared in the same place in a blink of an eye. After Naruto left, he stood in place, shocked by the dazed crowd, and only then did he react. Suddenly, the crowd in the ninja world was in an uproar. They were discussing what happened just now, and Sage of Six Paths, after hearing Naruto's words, was speechless for a long time and sighed. In front of Naruto, he has no room to resist at all. Naruto's strength made him feel that he couldn't compete at all. Unexpectedly, he, the majestic originator of the ninja world, was so embarrassed in front of Naruto. Also, it's not worth Naruto's hands. Yet, Chapter 198. After Naruto left, the major forces in the ninja world were also in an uproar. No one thought that the Fourth Ninja World War would end with such a result. It was even unexpected that Naruto would make such a decision in the end. Of course, Naruto's power is beyond their imagination. They saw it with their own eyes. Naruto instantly killed Sage of Six Paths. Therefore, after the war, almost everyone is discussing about Naruto's deeds. Promote Naruto's wonderful performance in Ninja World War. Even, many fans of Naruto emerged. Of course, they never forgot what Naruto said after the war. That is the answer from the land of Vortex 7 days later. The 5 major nations in the ninja world, including all the forces, know that this answer will probably be the biggest change in the history of the ninja world. Therefore, the major forces, including the 5 major countries, are all discussing the matter of replying in 7 days. Also talking about Naruto. And Naruto, after leaving, was not in a hurry to go to the country of Vortex 17 but during this time, visited many places. Although he was talking about the replies from the major forces in the ninja world such as Uzumaki, but that was 7 days later. And during these 7 days, Naruto still has many things to do. He knew that although the Ninja World War was over, but it doesn't mean that other things are over. In this world, there are still many things that Naruto cares about. A few days later, Naruto came to Konoha. Konoha, a place full of childhood memories. Although before, Naruto almost destroyed the entire village with a huge jade spiral shuriken. However, under Naruto's deliberate control, there are still a few places that remain. Among them, Naruto's familiar Ichiraka ramen is included. After Naruto came to the rebuilt Konoha village, he soon came to the ramen restaurant he frequented in his childhood, Ichiraka Ramen. At this time, Ichiraka Ramen is very busy with people coming and going. All kinds of customers flocked to the ramen restaurant to have a delicious meal. Uncle Ichiraku, the owner of the ramen restaurant, and his daughter Ayam also entertained everyone with enthusiasm and laughter. Seeing the kind Uncle Ichiraku and the beautiful Miss Iris, Naruto smiled slightly. He still vaguely remembered that when he had no money to buy food, it was Uncle Ichiraku and his daughter who entertained him for free. Allow yourself even more, and you can owe your bills in Ichiraku ramen. Unlike the villagers of Konoha, Uncle Ichiraku and Iris never seemed to look at themselves with prejudice because of their status as Jinchuriki. On the contrary, they were very kind and amiable to Naruto in childhood, just like a child. This also makes Naruto thank them very much. Ichiraku ramen is filled with many happy memories of him. After laughing a few times, Naruto walked into the ramen restaurant lightly with a relaxed heart and immediately shouted at Uncle Ichiraku, "Uncle, let's have a bowl of ramen." Hearing the needs of the guests, Uncle Ichiraku quickly and enthusiastically replied, "Okay, come on." However, just after finishing speaking, Uncle Rilu and Changpu stopped their movements immediately. They only felt that the voice was a little familiar, as if it had been a long time no see. Immediately, the two immediately looked towards the source of the sound, and at a glance, they saw Naruto who just sat down on the seat of the ramen restaurant. Seeing Naruto appear, Uncle Ichiraku and Iris are a little surprised. But soon, Uncle Ichiraku laughed a few times, stepped forward with a little joy and enthusiasm, greeted Naruto and laughed. "So it's Naruto. Long time no see, Naruto. It's been a long time since you came to eat ramen." Naruto smiled faintly. Iris on the side heard Uncle Ichiraku's words and said slightly annoyed, "What? Naruto is already a traitor. I don't live in Konoha, and I must have come here to eat ramen." Uncle Ichiraku was taken aback for a moment, then remembered something, then laughed a few times and said, "Ah, look at my memory, I forgot. In that case, I'll give Naruto more marinade for this bowl of ramen. Let Naruto eat enough." Haha. Uncle Ichiraku and Iris laughed happily and prepared ramen. The two didn't seem to have any special treatment or care because of Naruto's identity. As if, as before, treat Naruto, treat a customer they like. Seeing their unpretentious smiles, Naruto was also slightly happy, chuckled a few times, and thanked. "Then thank you, Uncle Ryle." Uncle Ichiraku laughed. When Uncle Ichiraku was preparing ramen, Iris seemed to feel that he hadn't seen Naruto for a long time, and came forward to fish for ordinary homemade food with Naruto. The topics of Iris are very simple, nothing more than asking where Naruto lives, how his life is, and whether he has a girlfriend. Naruto didn't mind, and answered one by one. Calamus was like treating his younger brother, and the two had a very happy chat. Naruto also replied one by one, chatting very happily. In no time, Uncle Ichiraku brought out the ramen with enthusiasm. Naruto also enjoyed this delicious food that he hadn't tasted for a long time. During this period, Uncle Ichiraku and Iris often chatted with Naruto. It seems that the news of the 773 battle of the ninja world has not yet reached here. The two of them didn't know what Naruto did during this time, and it seemed that they didn't care what Naruto did. In their eyes, Naruto is like Iris' younger brother. And Naruto also enjoys this coziness very much. Just when Naruto was eating ramen, a clear and pleasant voice suddenly sounded in Naruto's ear. "Can I sit here?" Naruto froze for a moment, then turned his head to look. All I saw was the beautiful woman with red pupils and long hair, smiling and looking at herself with a light smile. This beauty, Naruto is very familiar, is Konoha's Jonin, Yuihong. Seeing the appearance of Yuihong, Naruto was slightly surprised and immediately said, "Hong, why are you here?" Yuihong chuckled a few times, blinked her eyes and said, "I'm here to eat ramen. I frequent here. I didn't expect you to be here." Naruto smiled faintly. After seeing Hong, Uncle Ichiraku warmly entertained her. After ordering a ramen, Hong sat down next to Naruto, looked at Naruto with beautiful red pupils, and said with a light smile, "I didn't expect that the hero who saved the ninja world, the savior, would eat ramen with me here." Chapter 199. Naruto smiled, knowing that Hong was teasing himself. Immediately, Naruto also chuckled lightly. "And don't you feel honored?" Hong was taken aback for a moment, then she laughed coquettishly, smiled slightly, and said, "Yeah, of course I'm happy." Saying that, Hong and Naruto also had a simple conversation at the ramen restaurant. Speaking of which, Naruto and Hong haven't seen each other for a long time. Hong also knew about the Fourth Ninja World War. After chatting with Naruto for a short time, Hong also gradually became serious, went straight to the point, and asked softly, "Now, All the forces in the ninja world are watching your every move. Naruto smiled. Of course he knows this. After all, what he said in the Fourth Ninja World War caused a sensation in the whole ninja world. He is about to become the ruler of the ninja world. Attracting people's attention, it is normal for the major forces to inquire about his whereabouts. However, Naruto doesn't care about these. Even if they know where Naruto is, so what? Even the young people who have different intentions dare not do anything. Naruto's strength is enough to make them tremble. That is even the Sage of Six Paths, the combat power that can kill in seconds. Almost no one in the ninja world is invincible. Hong saw Naruto chuckled a few times, but did not respond, and knew what Naruto was thinking. Immediately, she also smiled, and did not ask more questions on this topic, but turned around and asked, "Next, what are you going to do?" Naruto thought for a moment, then replied, "After dealing with the affairs of the country of Vortex, I will probably find a house, live in a stable place alone, and handle everything." Hong was taken aback for a moment, and looked at Naruto in surprise. She didn't expect that what Naruto wanted to do was so simple. Is this really the man who made the whole ninja world tremble when he fought in the ninja world? Now Naruto seems like an ordinary boy. It made Hong feel a feeling of dreamy contrast. This feeling really made Hong feel dreamy, and couldn't help chuckling a few times. Indeed, in front of the old friend, Naruto and Kazuya don't have any pretensions and communicate with the usual Hong. This also made Hong feel very relaxed and lyrical. Immediately, Hong smiled. Her red pupils were full of smiles. She looked at Naruto and teased, "I thought you'd be busy, but you live alone. Won't you be lonely? Have you ever thought about living together with one more person? I don't know if you like it or not." Naruto was slightly taken aback and looked at Hong in surprise. He could hear the meaning of red, and it was obvious. Immediately, Naruto smiled and said, "Of course you're welcome, if you like." If you like. After hearing Naruto's agreement, Hong chuckled a few times and nodded. After a few simple conversations, Hong suddenly remembered something, looked at Naruto with beautiful eyes, and said, "By the way, Konoha's attitude has been determined. It seems to agree with your decision." Naruto nodded. He wasn't too surprised. I also know that what Hong is talking about is naturally that he wants to rule the entire ninja world. Presumably, the whole ninja world is discussing this matter now. Konoha has also made a quick decision. After Hong finished speaking, she spoke again. "About Hinata, what do you think? Do you want to meet Hinata?" Red soft words rang in Naruto's ears. Hearing the name Hinata, Naruto was slightly taken aback. Although I haven't seen Hinata recently, but this name is very important in Naruto's heart. Red naturally also knows the relationship between Hinata and Naruto. As Hinata's teacher, Hinata would often talk to her and talk to her. Therefore, how could she not know Hinata's heart for Naruto? Besides, when Konoha was carrying out the task of capturing Three Tails, Hong also saw how happy and unforgettable Hinata was when she met Naruto. However, because of Naruto's previous identity, Hinata's situation is very sad, and Hinata doesn't know how to face Naruto. But now, after the end of the war, the identity of Konoha Renin is no longer so important. After all, Naruto's status in the future will not only make Konoha tremble, but also make the entire ninja world dare not look directly at him. Naruto thought for a while and then said, "I'll check it out sometime." Hearing Naruto's answer, Hong also nodded and didn't say much. After all, this is a matter between the two of them, and Hong was very knowledgeable and didn't ask much. It's just that Mamo is looking at Naruto's moving eyes, which is a little complicated. Soon, the two enjoyed a perfect meal in the ramen restaurant and finished a bowl of ramen. Naruto and Hong chuckled and chatted for a while, then called out, "Uncle, pay the bill." "Come on." Uncle Ichiraku stepped forward enthusiastically. Naruto not only gave the money for a portion of ramen, but also paid off the debts he had saved in ramen before. Not only that, but Naruto also gave Calamus a few specially made kunai. Those kunai undoubtedly have Naruto's unique Flying Thunder God mark. This is also for the sake of being able to come to the ramen restaurant at any time in the future, and with these kunai marks, Naruto can also use this to sense their safety and protect them. Calamus did not refuse. She seemed to like these ninja tools very much, and said happily, "Thank you, Naruto. I will come here more often in the future." "Well, yes. Sister Acarus, tell me if you have any troubles in the future. I will find a place to settle down, and I will tell you the address in a few days." Naruto replied with a smile. Calamus happily responded. Hong at the side was a little surprised to see that Naruto treated the owner of Ichiraka Ramen and Iris so friendly. After all, she knew how much Naruto hated Konoha's villagers. However, Ichiraka Ramen received such a special treatment from Naruto, which really surprised and curious her. Immediately, Hong also knew. It seems that the relationship between Naruto and Ichiraka ramen is very deep. Naruto didn't think too much about it. After eating the ramen, he said goodbye to Hong and went on to other things. However, Naruto didn't know that after he left, the major forces in the ninja world also inquired about him. When they knew that Naruto stayed at Ichiraka ramen and had a good relationship with Ichiraku, the relationship was very strong and even left weapons and marks. Immediately, the major forces in the ninja world became a sensation. The relationship between Naruto and Ichiraka ramen is also spreading. When the major forces in the ninja world knew that Naruto and Ichiraka ramen have a very strong relationship, they immediately came to visit Ichiraka ramen. Since then, Ichiraka ramen restaurant has been filled with people every day, and the business is booming. Among them, even Danyohao, even the high-level personnel of the major forces all come to have a bite of ramen and taste the taste that Naruto has also eaten. By the way, I am trying to get in touch with Naruto by flattering the owner of Ichiraka ramen and Iris. The owners of Ichiraka ramen certainly don't know their intentions. However, since then, Ichiraka ramen has been completely famous in the ninja world. Get everyone's attention. Moreover, it is recognized by the ninja world, and no one dares to violate or desecrate the restaurant. It seems that this ramen restaurant has a mysterious power that makes people dare not violate His Majesty. Even, there is speculation about the identity of the person inside the Ichiraka ramen. It is even rumored in the ninja world that the owner of Ichiraka ramen is a member of the Otsutsuki family, perhaps a member of the Uzumaki family, or a relative of Naruto. In short, the relationship with Naruto is unusual. Everyone knows that if Ichiraka ramen is touched, Naruto will take revenge crazily. The two people who will be Ichiraka ramen, call it the uncle of Ichiraka ramen and Iris, call it Otsutsuki Ichiraku and Otsutsuki Iris. Chapter 200. Teaching Goddess Kaguya to do housework, Part 1. However, Naruto doesn't know much about these. Even if he knew it, he would only smile lightly. After Naruto left Ichiraku to meet, he didn't leave Konoha. Instead, he came to the place where the 4th Hokage lived. The residence of 4th Hokage is a luxurious villa. Although the area of the villa is small, it is also very quiet. There are many rooms in it, as well as leisure places such as ponds, lawns, and courtyards. Since 4th Hokage passed away, no one lived here, and few people bothered to clean it. Therefore, the villa gradually fell into disrepair, overgrown with weeds and dust. Although, when I was in Konoha, 3rd Hokage and the others waited for the ninjas, but they didn't tell Naruto the existence of this villa. After all, Naruto's identity is being withheld. However, Naruto also knows that 4th Hokage has his own homeland based on the memory of his previous life. Therefore, Naruto bought this villa not long ago. Including the houses around the villa, they were all consolidated and bought for Naruto to live in. Here will be Naruto's new residence and also a new residence. This can also be regarded as Naruto's nostalgia for his parents. He also didn't want to let his parents' homeland fall into disrepair. Moreover, Naruto also has good memories of this place, so he simply bought it. However, seeing the overgrown weeds in the yard, Naruto smiled helplessly. It seems that if you want to live here, you still need to clean up a lot. After thinking for a while, Naruto opened Juguyu Rinnegan immediately. Circles of ripples instantly appeared in the blue eyes, and 9 sacred jades slowly appeared. After awakening Juguyu Rinnegan, Naruto can also tear the space at will, and it can also get in touch with Kaguya's first ball space and control the first ball space. This is also the ability of Naruto's Juguyu Rinnegan after awakening, controlling space and tearing space. Therefore, after opening the 9 Go Jade Rinnegan, Naruto raised his hand and tore it. The space in front of him was torn apart, and a black gap appeared from it. This space gap is connected with Kaguya's original ball space. Then, Naruto released Kaguya from the opening space. Kaguya also walked out slowly from the space crack. When Kaguya's pure white figure appeared, he blinked his snow-white eyes, looked at the villa and Naruto in front of him, and was slightly puzzled. Here it is? Seeing Kaguya's puzzled eyes, Naruto smiled slightly. During this time, Terafe Yuruchi stayed in the first ball space. I also know that Hui Yuruchi has been very boring in the first ball space during this period, and Kaguya has just been resurrected, so he doesn't know much about this world. Therefore, Naruto also intends not to put Kaguya in the first ball space. Since he is his own person, he should treat Kaguya better. Let Kaguya live normally in the ninja world. Immediately, Naruto chuckled lightly. This is your future home. It's also our future home. From now on, we will live in Jean. Home. Kagaya was slightly taken aback when she heard Naruto's words. In her snow-white eyes, some complicated thoughts emerged. The word home seemed too strange to her, and it was too long ago. She hasn't heard this word for a long time. Once upon a time, Kagaya looked forward to this word so much, even for this word. To protect the ninja world and her homeland, she did many things, and even launched the Infinite Moon to fight against the coming enemies. But the final result made her very lonely and miserable, and also made Kagaya very lonely. She wanted it so badly, but never got it. In the past, Kagaya was very lonely and couldn't love her. Therefore, hearing Naruto say that she has a family again, Hui trembled slightly. His mood was also tumbling. He was a little happy, and didn't know what to say. She also finally got what she always wanted. Kagaya was slightly happy and nodded. I see. Will I live here from now on? Naruto nodded. Well, that's right. However, before living here, we have to clean up the weeds and dust here before we can live in it. Kagaya seemed to understand slightly. Seeing the weeds in the yard, she also knew that there was no way to live in this way. Immediately, Kagaya nodded and said, I see. Leave it to me and I'll clean it up. After speaking, Kagaya started to act. Naruto was slightly taken aback, although he had the idea of asking Kagaya to help him with housework, cleaning weeds, and the like. But Kagaya said it himself, which still made him a little surprised and puzzled. Can this woman in white who once conquered the ninja world and made everyone in the ninja world tremble, the goddess of Uno, really know how to do housework? Before waiting, Naruto hesitated to ask. I only saw that after Kagaya finished speaking, he exhaled lightly. Immediately, the chakra in her body rolled up like a surging Wangyang sea. Immediately afterwards, Naruto saw a round truth-seeking ball condensed on Kagaya's palm. The truth-seeking ball was dark all over. Kagaya raised his hand and aimed at the weeds in the yard, ready to launch the truth-seeking ball in his hand at any time. Get ready to wipe out the weeds in your yard with the truth-seeking ball. No, the yard and even the villa should be completely destroyed. Seeing this scene, Kagaya was about to exhale and burst out the truth-seeking ball. Naruto hastily shouted, Wait! Stop it! Kagaya was taken aback when he heard Naruto's shout, turned his head to look at Naruto in doubt, tilted his head, and asked, What's wrong? Naruto looked at Kagaya speechlessly and said, What's the matter? What are you going to do? Are you going to destroy our new home? No, I think you want to destroy the whole Konoha. That's right. If the truth-seeking ball in Kagaya's hand explodes, not to mention the new home that Naruto just bought, even the entire Konoha shinobi village with a radius of thousands of miles may be covered by this truth-seeking ball. In an instant, the entire Konoha will be turned into ruins and destroyed. You know, this is Kagaya's truth-seeking ball, power enough to destroy heaven and earth. Its power is even more terrifying than the tailed beast bomb of the tailed beast. Kagaya seemed to be unable to understand Naruto's words, still tilted his head, and asked doubtfully, Why? I just want to clean up the weeds, not destroy. Kagaya looked a little innocent, and his voice seemed to realize that he had made a mistake, and his voice became smaller and smaller. After Naruto saw Kagaya's facial expressions, he also knew that Kagaya didn't mean it. It seems that, as I expected, this goddess really doesn't know how to make a fortune.
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card, directly on my channel, or right here on the screen. And as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to share it in the comments too.